going on, guys? This is Fatman and the Hawk. I am the Hawk.
And we're here to talk about a giant gorilla punching a giant lizard punching a giant gorilla. Oh, maybe later. I guess we'll talk about some football today. What kind of news we got to talk about over there, Hawk?
All right, so we're going to bring up a little bit about the Dolphins trade again because somebody wants to hear more about it. We're going to talk about the free agency signings so far going on in the NFL. Just give like an update, a visual to it for everybody that does watch the show. And then we're going to do a first round mock draft, which I think would be pretty fun. So up first, we'll talk about the Dolphins thing. So go ahead, Dave, take it away.
All right, so here I'll throw it up on the screen for everybody to see here. So we're asked to talk about the Miami trade again. So here it is for them to get the number 6 pick. So this year they got number 6 and number 156 from the Eagles, a first rounder and a third rounder from the Niners, and a first rounder from the Niners. That was for the Niners to move up to 3. That's all the Niners got out of this was Miami's third pick. The Eagles got the number 12 overall pick from the Dolphins trade with the Niners. They got number 123 from Miami, and they got a 2022 first rounder from Miami. The Eagles got. So, and all that, Miami got a bunch of picks, bunch of first rounders, 2 each year. Not only that, with moving to the number 6 pick out of the number 3, where they should still be able to get the guys they're looking at, they save about $7 million. The contract is cheaper. So it's a good cap move, and you still get one of the guys you want. Tells me they're comfortable with Chase or Freeman or Pitts, whoever's still there for them to take at 6.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but Tua is good. Thank you. I think the fat man needs to hear that as much as possible.
Yes, I can't be the only Tua believer out here.
One more comment here. I hope the Eagles draft all punters. Me too, because that'd be great. All right, so
hey, the Eagles signed my boy Flacco, didn't they?
Yes, they did. Flacco.
They got my boy Flacco. They'll be all right. Jalen Hurts stinks it up. They'll put Flacco in there.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share the screen here. We're going to go and talk about free agency. This here, the free agency tracker, it is on NFL.com, but they have everything going on here. So one thing that pops out for me for the Bills that we did not talk about originally is the Mitchell Trubisky sign. So they got a solid backup quarterback there. I think overall the Bills are making the right moves going forward. I do like the Emmanuel Sanders acquisition for them. He's aging, but he's definitely a really solid wide receiver for them.
Yeah,
I also go ahead.
I think Trubisky we're finding out is probably going to be best suited career backup. You know, he didn't do too much with the Bears. I guess we're going to find out if it was Trubisky or good old Matt Nagy up there.
Yep. I also like the acquiring of Matt Breida. I think that he's a very, very solid running back. Gives him some added depth in that position as well. Good riddance to Jacob Hollister, though. I didn't like you too much. Goodbye. All right, on to the Miami Dolphins.
Jacoby Brissett's the big one there. They got a backup for Tua. Hopefully they don't play the yo-yo games with Brissett and Tua this year like they did last year where it fits in Tua. I like the Will Fuller grab too. He's going to miss the first game. That whole PED suspension, but hopefully he gets it turned around. I still want to see Miami draft a skill position at number 6, though.
Yep. I also want to add that Malcolm Brown is a decent sign for them as well. Cheap. I think he's solid. They haven't really had a running game for the last few years, so he's going to get his time. So that's something to keep an eye on for the Miami Dolphins. And then we got New England, who ended up signing everybody that was a free agent this year.
Yeah, good for them. I guess last season pissed old Daddy Billy off a little bit, so he went and blew all his money to put a team together this year. We'll see how it works out for him. I don't know. I can't remember the last time buying a team and putting it together in one season, winning a Super Bowl, but by God, they're going to try.
Yep. I definitely like the two huge tight end signings, the Hunter Henry, the Jonnu Smith. We're gonna see them, that two tight end set back. Those are the type of guys that Cam Newton likes to feed the ball to.
I like the Kyle Van Noy signing for them, getting all them secrets, from Miami down there.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the New York Jets. Big one for them was the acquiring of Corey Davis. It seems like they're just really set up to try and hopefully make a push through the draft this year. They ended up getting rid of or trading away Sam Darnold, which now we know they're definitely taking a quarterback at number 2. That question mark is no longer there. Do you have anything else to comment on your favorite football team besides the Dolphins?
Fuck the Jets. I hope whoever they drafted number 2 is a bust. Sam Darnold going to Carolina. I hope turns his career around, turns into a great. I hope the same thing happens with whoever they draft this year. Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, God, Moses. It don't matter. Mm-hmm. I hope they suck as long as they don that Jets uniform.
All right, on to the Baltimore Ravens. One that stands out the most is Sammy Watkins. He's definitely a cheap number 1 wide receiver. We're going to see, how this works. I think it's good for the Ravens. They don't necessarily have the bona fide number 1 that they need, but I think this is a start in the right direction for them at the very least.
I think the Ravens sucked at free agency. They didn't get Lamar a target. Sammy Watkins is washed. He's been washed. I don't think they did anything to help Lamar out.
Mm-hmm. All right, going on to the Bengals, adding a backup, Samaje Perine. I'm still high on him. I want to see him turn around his career. But ultimately, it just, you can see that they're in rebuild mode. They're just trying things out. Where they're going to go somewhere. I want to say around 5 to 7 wins next season. We'll see. Now we move on to everybody's favorite team, it seems, is the Cleveland Browns. They re-signed Rashad Higgins, JoJo Natson. They added Malcolm Smith, or they re-signed Malcolm Smith, which, it is what it is there. I just want to see this team work more towards the back end of their defense a little bit more. I really thought they played like shit in the last game of the season. But they still have somebody named Richard Sherman out there who would definitely help that young defense in the back end that they could possibly sign.
AFC North champions right there, Cleveland Browns. Moving on.
Pittsburgh Steelers. For them not having the money at the start of all this, I feel like they have done a pretty good job of not only retaining their team, but making the moves necessary. Their offensive line is obviously their weak point right now because they're all aging, and there we are, 4 offensive linemen right there.
Look, so their biggest win was restructuring Ben to save some money under the cap and being able to bring Juju back. It sucks they lost Bud Dupree. It's going to hurt them in the long run, I think, but at least they're going to give it one more go. Juju said he felt most comfortable coming back to Ben, didn't want to go somewhere else, give Ben one more shot, because I heard the other team was possibly Kansas City for him. So he's coming back. They're going to give Ben one more shot.
And then we got the
Bud Dupree thing is what hurts the most.
Yes. And now we got the Houston Texans. Signed a pair of decent running backs, Ingram and Phillip Lindsay. I really like Lindsay. Going to be paying attention to this a lot because I really feel like this guy could be a number 1 running back. Could be a bell cow. He showed us a lot in Denver. So I want to see how he looks in a Texans uniform, with Mark Ingram, of course.
The biggest thing to look at here is, holy crap, that's a long list. But the biggest thing to look at is you look right at the top, they signed 2 quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
You think they're done with old Deshaun Watson?
Possibly. I think honestly, they're probably getting ready for the possibility of not having Deshaun, no matter what happens in his particular case. Not going to get into it, but whatever happens there, at least they're going to have two guys to back them up. On top of it, another thing is
we're not going to talk about how much he likes massages.
Another thing is they have definitely bolstered their depth in the back end. 4 cornerback signings. I really like the Desmond King sign. I think he's a very solid CB. So we'll see for them going forward. Up next, the Indianapolis Colts. We know the big one, Carson Wentz. T.Y. Hilton re-signing. They got Xavier Rhodes re-signed. So they're pretty much keeping what they have. They're going to look pretty good next season.
Carson Wentz is going to have a resurgence, but I want to know why so many receivers are passing on the Ravens.
Well, we know why.
Because Lamar Jackson's a bad quarterback.
All right. Moving on
He's a running back.
The Jacksonville Jaguars.
How many 300-yard passing games did he have?
Big thing for Jacksonville is they like to take all the rejects from the Seattle Seahawks. We got Philip Dorsett there. We got Shaquille Griffin there. So I'm just going to laugh at them for a little bit. But
wait, who are you talking about here?
Overall, Jacksonville's having themselves a solid free agency. We know who they're taking in the draft. It's no secret they're going to take Trevor. But they're doing pretty well over there, if I say so myself.
How much does losing Griffin hurt the Seahawks?
It doesn't.
Ooh.
All right. Tennessee
Titans. They overpaid?
Yeah, I think so. Well, one of the problems with that is that, Seattle gave him an offer, and apparently he was worth more than what Seattle thought. So he walked. So,
or did Jacksonville overpay?
I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I just know that it doesn't really hurt our defense too much. I really like the DJ Reed. We did go and get a corner in free agency, so I'm not really too worried about the cornerback position overall per se.
I'm just worried about Trevor Lawrence being a big bust like Ryan Leaf.
Tennessee Titans, though, this team was the team that got Bud Dupree here.
Way to go. Big one for the Titans.
The thing,
Ryan Tannehill's still going to suck.
The big thing for Tennessee is
Henry's still going to carry that team.
They were one of the worst teams in the NFL with sacks and generating pressure on opposing quarterbacks, and I really feel like they're definitely going to improve there. So they're also moving in the right direction.
One guy ain't going to fix it that much.
Yeah. Oh, yes, it will. Yes, it will. Don't you sit there and say it won't. It will. AFC West, moving on here. Denver Broncos. Really the biggest sign here, maybe the Donald Darby and the Kyle Fuller. Not too sure. Like maybe the Justin Simmons. I don't know. We'll see going forward. They lost Philip Lindsay. This is one of the teams I'm not so sure if they're going to move forward with Drew Lock or if they are going to draft a quarterback. We'll see going forward for the Broncos. Kansas City signed Kyle Long, Joe Thuney, Mike Remmers, Austin Blythe, trying to keep a decent offensive line going there. That was obviously their issue in the Super Bowl due to injuries.
So they bought a new one. They let everyone else go and bought a new one.
Pretty much.
That's what happened. They didn't resign any other guys and bought a whole new one.
And as we see here, we have another Seattle Seahawk reject. Good riddance, Jaron Reed. You were pretty decent with us, though. I won't lie. Moving on to Las Vegas Raiders. Kenyon Drake, Theo Riddick. I honestly don't know what the thinking is behind here because I thought that, they have a really good running back. I don't see why you'd go and get, more depth there. I mean, I'd rather just maybe draft a guy in late round draft, get a rookie behind him maybe. But
and Kenyon Drake sucks.
but Josh is one of the best running backs in the NFL, in my opinion. I really think they could have probably used their money elsewhere in this
Kenyon
particular.
Drake sucks. I said it when he was in Miami, and then Miami traded him to Arizona. I told everyone out here that he sucks. And look, here he is now getting signed somewhere else again because he sucks.
And big thing for them is they have Gus Bradley now, and it also sees that way in their signings. Adding to that defensive line, Gus Bradley is really huge on a base defense. They want to have really, really strong defensive line play. That's basically what his whole game plan is, and they that's what they're doing so far in free agency. Besides this gives me a question mark. Now we got the Chargers. Good tight end here, Jared Cook. They are the ones that got Corey Linsley, giving yourself one of the best linemen in the game there to help protect their young quarterback. So they're solid.
Yeah, giving old Justin Herbert a new pair of balls to tickle.
Now we got the Dallas Cowgirls.
Just flick the tip.
Making a huge sign with Dak Prescott. I like the moves so far on the defensive side. They're another one. Dan Quinn over on that team, another guy that likes to run that base defense with really strong defensive line play. So I'm kind of excited to pay attention to some Dallas Cowboys next season. So hopefully they could turn that D around, which I'm predicting that they will. All right, New York Giants, the team that landed Kenny Golladay. That's their biggest signing. They also got the Kyle Rudolph, which is another really solid sign. I think Kyle Rudolph is a very good tight end. I don't know, not too much though, other to talk about there. Philadelphia signing Wacko Flacco.
That's my boy right there.
Yep, Anthony Harris. This team is in full rebuild mode, and I think we're going to see that a lot in the draft coming up. All right, now we got Washington football team. They're the ones that got Ryan Fitzpatrick.
That's my quarterback.
I'm excited to see how this plays out because, I've read things to where they're going to give Heineke a shot to compete with the job. I'm assuming Fitzpatrick will be competing for that job as well. Another huge one, they got Curtis Samuel, very solid wide receiver to go alongside McLaurin. I think they're going to have they're going to have nice weapons on that offense overall. That's basically my overall thoughts. Then we got the Chicago Bears. They decided to make a trade and they landed Russell Wilson, and then they all woke up
with Andy Dalton.
They went with Andy Dalton.
It was a Coyote Ugly move, man. They were out at the bar. They took Russell Wilson home when they woke up in the morning. It was Andy Dalton next to him.
Oh yeah, that's huge for our favorite coach in the NFL, Matt Nagy. I wonder where you are talking shit now. All right, Detroit Lions. We already know the whole Jared Goff situation. They added Terrell Williams, which is great.
Most important thing to remember in that Goff situation was, 2 first-round picks went on that bus with Goff to Detroit. I don't know how sold Caveman Dan over there is on Goff.
Yeah. So far, I think they're solid. We're gonna see how well they do in the draft. They definitely still need a wide receiver, in my opinion. We'll see. Good riddance, Quentin Dunbar. Thank you for not really playing for us last year. Green Bay, the one that means the most for them, re-signing Aaron Jones, top 5 running back in the NFL.
The one that hurt me the most, stung, cuts like a knife. Somebody over there had me believing since about week 6 last year that Aaron Jones was going to be wearing a Dolphins jersey this season.
It was me.
Re-signed with the Packers.
All right.
It was like $48 million.
Yep, $48 million.
Yeah, I'm not going to say no to $48 million either.
All right, now we got Minnesota. Minnesota is definitely a better team after free agency than they were. They got Patrick Peterson. He's aging. Xavier Woods. I think this team's going to be a lot better. Dalvin Tomlinson, their defense is going to take they're going to be a different team on defense next year. I really, really think that. Moving on to the NFC South, we got the Atlanta Falcons.
Did nothing. Moving on.
Nothing
Did
much.
nothing. Moving on.
Nothing. Carolina, the team that got Sam Darnold.
Hey, man, I hope things work out for Sam down there in Carolina now that he's not wearing that Jets uniform. I hope he turns into the top 10 quarterback he should be.
Yeah, he's going into a pretty good situation for a QB. Great running back. He's going to have 2 decent wide receivers with David Moore being signed over there. It's going to be the More and More show. Definitely going to be paying attention to Carolina a little bit because it's going to be fun to see what Darnold does on a new team that isn't the Jets.
Is Teddy Bridgewater going to end up somewhere else? I don't think he moved yet.
No. New Orleans, not really much to talk about other than they re-signed Jameis Winston. We don't really know.
How do they even have money? I don't understand how they did any of this. It's some cap voodoo going on over there.
Yeah, but it just leaves the question like, all right, who is going to start? Is it the Taysom Hill show or is it the Jameis Winston show? That's the big story in New Orleans. All right.
Winston. Buccaneers re-signed everybody except for Antonio Brown. Good for them. Next, Brady's going to another Super Bowl. Next.
All right, we got
Cardinals. They got AJ Green. The biggest move for them was getting JJ Watt. They look like they could be a real contender this year.
Well, they were already a contender. I definitely think they'll be better for sure.
I think Fitzgerald's probably going to retire. That's a lot of what I'm hearing. So.
Yeah, we'll definitely see, though. Los Angeles, we already know the story there. Matthew Stafford, they acquired a 75-year-old wide receiver, Deshaun Jackson.
Busted ass Deshaun Jackson comes back, plays one play, hurt, out 6 weeks, gets in for 5 minutes, hurt again. Just retire, bud. Just retire. Sit down.
We know the script.
49ers, big one for them is they re-signed their fullback. They moved up to get that number 3 pick. What does that mean for Jimmy G? Is he headed out of town? God damn it. Yes, sir. He's headed out of town. Trey Lance at 3, no matter what.
Trent Williams signing the largest contract for a lineman, but I think it was by like $1,000 or some shit. But that's their story. They're doing okay. And then we've got Seattle here.
Who the hell cares?
I care, goddammit.
Russell Wilson. Why do you think Miami acquired all them first round picks, bud? They're gonna trade on draft day for Russ. You're gonna get Tua and a bunch of first rounders for Russ. He's coming over to Miami.
Yep. Go kick rocks.
Getting that 3 tattooed on my back right then and there.
Yep. We got Gabe Jackson through a trade. We re-signed Ethan Posick. I'm not sure how I feel about this yet. A lot of other Seahawk fans feel like he played pretty good. I don't know. I'm still in the air. I didn't think he was as good as some people were saying.
Well, Russell Wilson didn't think he played that good now, did he? I get hit too much.
And then we definitely got better on the D line, bringing back Dunlap, Mayoa, got Kerry Hyder, out Woods, Puna Ford. I'm liking that with our defensive line, so I'm pretty happy.
So I like where we're going. So are you saying Russ is out there complaining about the offensive line? And was that I see 3 offensive linemen were re-signed for the Seahawks?
Oh yeah.
So they re-signed the same offensive line he was complaining about. What's the chances the first time they line up, they're just like, you know what, go kill them.
They're not doing that.
Let them get dead a couple times.
They're not doing that.
So is Russ moving then? Because it can't be all as good as they're trying to say over there in Seattle if they re-signed all the same linemen he was just complaining about.
Nope.
That's going to create some locker room hate. That's going to create some locker room discontent, but you're going to have it's going to be trouble.
Nope.
You're going to have to worry about the 49ers kicking your ass. There you go. Maybe Jimmy Garoppolo gets traded to Seattle. There you go. Miami will give up all them first-round picks to Seattle to get Russ. And then Seattle will trade one of those first-round picks for Jimmy G. And you'll be in heaven over there.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Whatever you fucking say. as we see, the Fat Man is in full shit talk mode, and that's basically how we're gonna do this mock draft. I'm gonna list who I think's gonna get drafted.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit earlier, and I was okay with going to 10, and then he was like number 11. I was like, I'm just gonna go to 10, and then we're gonna talk shit.
Yep. All right. Let's see if I can get some. We got. Hopefully, Cleveland can sign Clowney. We got 49ers won't kick our ass there. Fat Man, Seahawks own the Niners. All right, just gonna see if we got anything else. What's up, guys? Go Hawks. Ravens totally flop free agency.
I agree.
Yeah, like the biggest thing for Ravens is, like I said, you go and you look at what they've done so far. It's like you still have the same issue yet. So you got to do something. But all right, let's start with this. Number 1 pick.
All right, well, you talk about number 1. I'm going to go refill my drink. I think you can carry it till I get back.
Listen, go refill that drink, all right? And get me a drink too.
Give me like a minute and a half.
A minute and a half. All right, number 1. This is the easiest thing in the world. Jacksonville's going to go with Trevor Lawrence. The hype, all the hype, they're going to take him. Really got nothing else there. Number 2, with the Jets, they're going to be taking Zach Wilson. Like we mentioned before, it's pretty obvious now that the Jets are going to be looking for a quarterback now that Darnold was traded away to Carolina. Number 3, San Francisco. I've seen a lot of people say that they're going to be taking Kyle Pitts. I do not think so whatsoever. I think that Trey Lance is going to be the guy that they take. I feel like he's the better quarterback between him and Mac Jones. He seems to be more of a Kyle Shanahan type guy, more of a gunslinger. He's got some wheels.
Man, he looks up to 3 already?
Yep, he looks the most like Josh Allen out of all the quarterbacks. That's why I like at number 3. And like the Fat Man says, Trey Lance at 3 no matter what.
Yeah, so we're going with Lawrence at 1, Wilson at 2?
Yep.
All right, so Lawrence, listen, I watched a little bit of his game stuff. I watched his pro day. Something about the dude's body language during his pro day makes me feel like he's going to be a huge bust. It was just like he was too cool to be there. I don't know. I didn't like the way he was carrying himself. It was just something about him looked really douchey to me. So I know the kid has been a winner all through high school, all through college. How's it going to be his first year in the NFL getting his teeth kicked in for 17 weeks now down there in Jacksonville? Dude, Jacksonville's going to suck this year. Hey, you got to admit it. They're going to be terrible again. First year head coach, first year quarterback. He's going to get beat up a lot. And I just think he's going to crumble. For some reason, I see Ryan Leaf 2.0. And at 2, Zach Wilson. I watched his pro day. Hey, he looked pretty good, but he's going to be wearing a Jets jersey. So I hope he's terrible. I hope he averages 5 interceptions a game, putting up some crazy Madden numbers there. But, I hope he's terrible because he's going to be wearing a Jets jersey. And then, Trey Lance at 3 no matter what.
We got Russell Wilson is just a bitch, but is still better quarterback than Cam Fig Newton.
Wow.
Man, somebody just doesn't like Russell. Is it because he's good? Because that's why you don't like him?
Well, hold on, though. But they're saying Russell Wilson is better than Cam Newton, though.
Okay, yeah. At least he's better than one out of the other 32 starters.
Hey, look, and Cam Newton was an MVP. Russell Wilson was not.
So,
I mean, that's a pretty fair thing. Okay, Russell has a Super Bowl ring, but Cam has an MVP.
Cam may have an MVP, but Russell should have won that MVP that year. 92% of all the points scored on Seattle was on Russ. That should have been his MVP year. Cam, get the fuck out of here, bud.
All right, who you got number 4 for Atlanta?
So number 4, this is where I think there's going to be a trade with Atlanta and the New England Patriots. Possibly New England giving them a pick for the next season. And I think the Patriots are going to go with Mac Jones. I wanted to say Justin Fields, but seeing Belichick at Mac Jones Pro Day, and I really feel like that's the guy they're going to go with. Yeah, he didn't seem too impressed, whatever, but that's what I honestly think for New England.
Did you just say that the Patriots going up to get Mac Jones?
Yep, number 4.
That's
interesting. All right. Number 5.
That's interesting because I see Denver going up to 4.
See, I don't think Denver really has to move for it. I don't think Denver has to move. I really don't. Because you got the Bengals who have a quarterback, the Dolphins have a quarterback, the Panthers have a quarterback. You know, the other 3 ahead of them, ahead of the number 4 pick, they have the quarterback. And say Atlanta doesn't trade, why would they take a quarterback when they have Matt Ryan?
So, would Detroit draft a quarterback and trade Goff again?
No.
Or do you draft a quarterback to sit behind Goff for a year while you build the team?
It's because hold on, I gotta read this. It's because
no. Finish the thought.
This got me all fucked up.
Because I think I think Detroit would draft Fields, and I think that's why Denver has to move up to get him.
I don't think Detroit drafts a guy. I think they're sticking with Goff. I really do. They're paying the guy. They're going to be paying the guy money. So
2 first-round picks came on that plane with Goff, bud.
And
you got to do something with him. I don't know if they believe in Goff.
Get going.
Hey, it's a special guest appearance.
Yep, we got
Spider-Man back there.
Yep, that was the little one. Listen, I don't think that they're going to do anything with Goff. I'm not saying that Goff is a good quarterback. I think that Detroit is going to stick with them just for the year. At least see what you got. Why not? You know, the guy's been in the Super Bowl. He's been in the playoffs every year. You know, give the guy a shot. Just see what happens over there.
I think you draft a quarterback, let Goff get killed for a year. Well, you take another year, maybe put your offensive line together, and then you put Justin Fields out there.
All right, I'm reading this fucking comment. All right,
go ahead.
Because Russell likes to throw his teammates under the bus. You don't do that shit. He wants better offensive linemen. Then he should restructure so they can afford a better offensive line. Okay, so by saying that he's getting hit too much is throwing his offensive lineman under the bus? I don't think so. I think he's just talking about a glaring issue with the Seattle's offense, and it stems from 2 things, which I've mentioned a billion times. Our way we played offense last year, really basic, too many intermediate routes, nothing to really add some tempo, nothing quick. We didn't have a quick passing attack. Our screens were extremely everybody knew it. You know, I had a guy over watching football with me that doesn't even watch football, and he was like, hey, they're going to do a screen this play. And as telegraphed as that was, guess what? They threw a fucking screen that play.
What does that have to do with the offensive line letting Russ get killed?
It has and it wants to do with the offensive line. If you're running nothing but deep and intermediate routes and your plays have to extend longer than 2.5 seconds, that has a lot to do with it. They were 8th in the NFL in average time per drop back.
How many times did Russ get hit where it was his fault for holding on to the ball too long? Trying to make the fancy let Russ cook plays.
I think there was a lot of that. And I don't even know if that's more Russ' fault or the offensive coordinator. And that's why I'm pretty excited with Shane Waldron.
At least Tua is consistent. Dink, 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 dink.
Yeah. Tua is consistent. He always throws to his first read.
Yeah, dink, 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 but it's consistent. God damn it.
All right.
Russell Wilson to Miami.
Russ wants out, but he might stay. Russ does not want out, bud. That's a false. That's a false. All right. Let's move on. Number 5, Cincinnati, the Bengals. This is where I think Kyle Pitts goes. Definitely the best weapon in the draft right now.
See, this is where I'm going to disagree. We saw Burrow get hurt last season. We want to protect our investment. We don't want Burrow getting hurt again. Let's get him a left tackle. We're drafting Penei Sewell at 5.
I don't disagree. This is my mock draft. That's all.
Okay.
I'm not saying, I just didn't want to sound like every single person that's made a mock draft. I don't disagree. I think it's very plausible to go with the lineman at 5, especially Sewell. I think Sewell's really good. I just figured, I think it'd be a little fun, throw a little wrench and say Kyle Pitts because he's definitely the best weapon in the draft, probably the best player. So that's what I got Cincinnati taken, and I'm sticking to that. All right, fuck y'all. All right.
Miami takes Jamar Chase at 6.
Number 6, as much as the fat man wants Jamar Chase, I'm saying Devonta Smith. I know he's a little shorter, but I really feel like this guy's going to be a baller. I think he's the best wide receiver in the draft. And Dolphins, they need a number 1 wideout. So that's what I got them taking. Lions. The Lions.
Kyle Pitts.
This is who I have them taking, Jamar Chase, because they also need a number 1 wide receiver.
That's where I put Pitts.
Yep.
Dan Campbell was a tight end. He'd be creaming, making mushroom soup in his skivvies if he can get Kyle Pitts.
Hey, look, somebody says since he could take Pitts too. Thank you, buddy. Me and you.
He's going to be there.
I'm going to bring him on the show. It's going to be me and this guy's show.
What if Atlanta doesn't trade out of 4 and they take Pitts?
Okay.
I mean, the Tony Gonzalez, they had Tony Gonzalez late in his career. Help Matt Ryan be successful. They know how important it is to have a good pass catching tight end. Maybe Pitts goes 4.
Maybe to the Falcons. All right. Let's move on to the Panthers. This is where I see Sewell going. Carolina's got good wide receivers. Yeah, they might need a tight end. But I like the idea of them taking offensive linemen here. Help protect their new quarterback, Sam Darnold. So that's where I got Sewell going at number 8 overall, which is still pretty good. All right. Still pretty good.
And that's where I like Devontae Smith. Give Sam Darnold the weapon to go with Robbie Anderson and Christian McCaffrey. Get that offense rocking and rolling.
Number 9, the Denver Broncos. This is where I see the 5th quarterback, Justin Fields, going. Like I mentioned in my argument, from 9 all the way to 5, or from 8 to 5, I don't think any of those teams really need a QB. If the Falcons stay on the board, I don't think any of those teams need a QB besides the top 3. So if nobody trades up, I could really see the Broncos having a choice between Fields and Mac Jones. I'm a little bit of a believer of Drew Lock still, but it's nothing out there says they aren't going to draft a quarterback yet.
So this is where I said the trade was going to happen, where they moved up to get Fields. Well, Denver moved up to get Fields at 4, and now Atlanta's at 9. Mac Jones is still there firm at 9. They draft Matt Ryan's successor. They draft Mac Jones.
All right, Dallas Cowboys. They're going to select Kwity Paye, edge rusher. Like I've mentioned already, them having Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn likes to run a very base defense. It was successful for them, so I think they're going to go after, an edge here at number 10. I believe that he is the best edge in the draft, so that's what I got Dallas taking. No comment.
I like him taking J.C. Horn. Fix that defense.
Yep.
All right, man. And after 10, this is where I went, I'm out. So I'm going to listen to what you got.
All right. Number 11, we got the New York Giants. I believe they go offense tackle here, Rashawn Slater. Listen, I think they definitely could improve on the offensive line. It's not horrible, but they can improve there. They have one of the best running backs in the NFL who will be back. Can't wait to see some Saquon Barkley. Definitely missed him this season. That's where I'm going with the New York Giants. Now we got the Philadelphia Eagles in full rebuild mode. I agree with the Seahawks homie again. Yes, I'm the Seahawks homie. Let's go. Philadelphia Eagles, full rebuild mode. What's one of the first things that you do in a rebuild? You get better on your line, whether it's your offense, your defensive line. That's where you're going to start. And I got them taking the edge, Jackin Phillips. We'll see what's going on there. Definitely going to be – I don't think Philly's going to do shit, all right? I'm with that one guy in the beginning of the show that says they want to see Philly take 5 punters in the draft. That's where I'm at with Philly. All right, Giants go O-line. Hell yeah. See, we got people that agree. All right, now we got Chargers. This is where I think Patrick Surtain goes. Best cornerback in the draft, in my opinion. We'll see what happens with that. Like, they could use another offensive lineman. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Number 14. This is where I have Jace Horn going. Vikings definitely could use that boost in the back end of their defense. I think it makes a little bit of sense for them to go CB here. And now I have the Atlanta Falcons at number 15 with the trade with the New England Patriots. And this is where I see Micah Parsons going. Like I've already mentioned, this is a really good spot for him to land on Atlanta. I think Atlanta would. What
are the Patriots giving up to get all the way up to 4?
Their first and another draft pick the next year.
What about them trying to dump Stephon Gilmore?
Yeah, that could be in it. You never know. It's just something. Dude, it's fantasy football here, bud.
I don't know. I can't see them moving up from 15 all the way up to 4 for swapping picks this year and a first round next year.
I don't know. We'll see. It's not like New England doesn't have some capital or some players they can trade away.
It seems like the price would be a little steeper. Like throw in a 2 maybe. Maybe we swap 2s. Maybe I get an extra 2 next year.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like that's a little too cheap.
Yep.
With Fields and Jones and what's still sitting there.
Patriots aren't taking Mac Jones. How much did you smoke before this mock the Hawk?
Wow.
None. I wish I did, though. Question, was Belichick at Mac Jones pro day? Yes or no?
That's our boy Jordan.
Was Belichick at his pro day? Yes or no? So when you say yes, then I'll just laugh at you some more, Mr. Patriots fan.
Well, being as we're talking about the Patriots, this would be a fine time to let Jordan come in and play.
Well, I'm not really talking about the Patriots. I'm trying to finish my damn draft.
All right, 16.
Number 16, we got the Arizona Cardinals, the only team I don't have a nickname for in our division. I got them going Jalen Waddle at wide receiver. We're not really sure if Larry's going to retire. That's where most people are speculating is that he's going to retire. This is where I see him going.
But that spells doom over there in your division. That's gonna make for a pretty potent offense there.
It's already doom in our division. All right.
You got all 3 feet of Kyler Murray running around back there with his Fred Flintstone feats.
Yep. I'm gonna try not to botch this name because I really think I'm going to. We got the Raiders. Jeremiah Awusa Karamoa at linebacker.
Wow.
At number 17. Probably second best in the draft. Definitely feel like they could use a linebacker. That's where I got the Raiders going. Now we're back at 18 with the Dolphins. This is where I think they go edge. Generate some more pressure on the quarterback. Got Gregor Rosso coming off the list.
This is where I think they draft Najee Harris, running back.
Yeah, I don't think any running backs going in the first round. That's just my opinion. Now we're up to 19 on Washington football team. I got Greg Newsome, the cornerback, going to the football team. They got really good front seven. Adding some talent, some depth over in the CB position. It's definitely not too far-fetched for them.
Maybe I tuned out, but did you have Patrick Surtain drafted yet?
No. Yeah, I did. Number 13.
I was going to say, okay.
Yeah.
I was zoned out. I must have been reading the chat.
All right, now we got the incredible Chicago Bears. The guy with the best coach, the team with the best coach in the NFL, Matt Nagy.
I'm gonna start calling the Bears Coyote Ugly.
There you go.
Just because I said it earlier, they're out at the bar. They thought they were taking Russell Wilson home, and they woke up the next morning in bed with Andy Dalton. Sorry.
The guy said Adam Gase, easy target for punchlines. You ain't lying.
Absolutely.
Just so you know, Matt Nagy is our new Adam Gase.
Adam Gase will get a job somewhere.
Yeah, coaching his Pee Wee football team in Jersey.
He'll go be the Eagles offensive coordinator or something.
All right, I got Christian Dursaw coming off at offensive tackle. I think the Bears could definitely use a boost on their offensive line. Number 21. This is where I got Elijah Vera Tucker coming. He's a very versatile offensive lineman. He can play tackle, he can play guard. And they have a hole at right side. So this is where I see the Colts going. Now we got Tennessee Titans at number 22. They go Aziz Ajukari. I think that's how you say his name.
You do.
Yeah. I got him going for an edge. We've already said Titans, one of the worst teams in the NFL. When it comes to pressuring the quarterback, generating sacks, they've got Bud Dupree. I really think them getting an edge guy is huge for them. So that's what I got for Titans. And we got the New York Jets at number 23 again. I feel like they just have too many picks, goddammit. Caleb Farley, cornerback. Robert Salah defense, so you're going to need some guys over there.
I think that's where Richard Sherman ends up.
I honestly do too. I think
because remember early in the Deshaun Watson stuff, Richard Sherman was coming out and saying, "Hey, if I was him, I'd want to go to the Jets. Go to the Jets." Mm-hmm. Well, now Sherman's out there, and he could go to the Jets.
Reports are saying that Sherman's waiting till after the draft to try and select a team. So that's what I think he's going to do. I like this comment. The Jets need all the draft picks. All right. What we got?
Fuck
Pittsburgh. Fuck the Jets. Wait, say it again. Sorry, we couldn't hear
that. Fuck the Jets.
All right.
Most importantly, fuck Tom Brady. Man, we almost made it an hour in without a fuck Tom Brady.
Yeah, almost. Number 24, this is where we got the Pittsburgh Steelers. I got them taking Tevin Jenkins going tackle. Offensive line, they're going to need to improve there. That's why I got them going. Offensive lineman. Number 25, we got Jacksonville. I'm going to probably fucking screw this name up too. Trevo Mohig, a safety.
Mohawk.
Number 26, we got the Cleveland Browns. We got Jamin Davis, a linebacker. They definitely need a good. He said, "Whoa, watch your mouth."
That's in regards to the fuck Tom Brady.
Oh yeah, here we go. The Brady lovers are coming in. You guys are you scared?
James appears to be a Buccaneers fan.
And here I was thinking Fat Man was cool because he's a Dolphins fan.
all it took was a fuck Tom Brady.
Oh yeah. I like this comment. See, there we go. Steelers should not go running back in first. I agree with the tackle. Let's go. Should
the Steelers try and put a package together and move up, get a quarterback? Maybe they make a trade with Atlanta.
You don't have Micah Parsons drafted yet. Yes, I do, bud. Micah went 15th to the Falcons. All right. Where am I at? We're at the Ravens. I think this is where they go Elijah Moore and add a wide receiver. You know, obviously it makes sense for them to try to get some talent there.
Wait, where are you at? Where are we at?
Number 27 with the Ravens.
Did you say receiver?
Yep, Elijah Moore.
That's what they need.
Yep. Now we got the New Orleans Saints. They're kind of pretty solid everywhere, really. So it was just a little tough for me. I decided to say they went with Jason Owe from another edge for them. Now we got the Green Bay Packers. Landon Dickerson, center. They got their Corey Lindsey's gone. Why not take a very solid lineman in the draft? Best center in the draft.
So I keep seeing this thing floating around, and it's probably all bullshit because I see it floating around on Facebook. But I keep seeing things about the Patriots and a trade for Aaron Rodgers.
Hold on. Yeah, we'll talk about that in 1 second. Just 1 second.
Oh, now you want me to hold it.
You don't have Kwity Paye drafted yet. Yes, I do, bud. Number 10 to the Dallas Cowgirls. Ravens could get more in a second. Possible. This is kind of later in the draft, so we'll see. And what's going on, buddy? All right, so the Aaron Rodgers possibly to the Patriots. I just think they've ran out of things to talk about. They're like, listen, the NFL fans do not believe that Russell's going to be traded. So let's talk about another top 3 quarterback in the NFL possibly being traded. Let's talk about Aaron Rodgers. I really think that's all it is. He's not going anywhere. He's going to be a Packer.
Dude, Russell Wilson's getting traded to Miami.
No, he's not. All right.
Yeah,
tired of your shit over there.
Why do you think they got all them draft picks?
Yeah, listen.
I'd rather him trade for a good quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, though, if he's available. If Aaron Rodgers is available, Miami's got about 6 first-round draft picks they're willing to part ways with. All right. Next.
Russell's staying in Seattle. Aaron Rodgers is staying in Seattle.
Aaron Rodgers is staying in Seattle. Aaron Rodgers is staying in Seattle.
Packers. Yeah, see, look, we got me all fucked up over here. All right, moving on to the Buffalo Bills. This is where I got Joe Tryon and Edge going over there. They're another team that's solid pretty much everywhere on their roster. So why not add another guy on the edge? Now we've got the Kansas City Chiefs. Sorry.
You're probably going to draft a lineman. I hope you got a lineman written down.
I got Kelvin Joseph, a cornerback.
I don't know. Hey, Russell Wilson's going to get traded to Miami. Did you know that?
Shut up.
Trey Lance at 3 no matter what.
All right, then we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for all our bandwagon Buccaneer fans out there. I
Fuck
got
Tom
them
Brady.
drafting Asante Samuel Jr.
Fuck Tom Brady.
And that is my mock draft for the first round. That's all I got. So, Clark and Jordan, if you guys want to come on and talk some shit with us, this is the time.
I know Jordan wanted to come in.
Hold on. Here's a comment here. Tom Brady has a lot of haters because he's the GOAT. I want to disagree with you. And I'm going to disagree with you because
I'm not.
I don't think Tom Brady has haters because he's the GOAT. I think Tom Brady has a lot of haters because there's a lot of shithead Tom Brady fans out there that just does not like conversation if Tom Brady is not in the conversation.
For me, I just like the way it rolls off my tongue. Fuck Tom Brady. No. See, I can see the greatness that is Tom Brady. The constant overachiever, right? So he couldn't win the starting job in college. Gets drafted in the 7th round. Goes on to be probably, win 7 Super Bowls, probably greatest quarterback we've ever seen. And he did it all through working, taking care of his body, all this. But what I don't like is the way it's put out there it's constantly rammed down your throat. It's not just that he won the 7 championships, and that's the thing everyone defaults to all the time. They don't go back and see that, like, how he got there. It's like, oh yeah, he's the greatest. He won 7 Super Bowls. And I think it's funny. I posted a meme the other day. It was, I want to say it was Des Bryant. This blows up on the sideline, guys being childish. You see Tom Brady blow up on the sideline. He's a fiery competitor. I just don't like the comparisons like that. And I don't know. I'm just, after 20 years of Brady, I'm done. Time for the next guy.
Lady in the chair, can we get the link sent out there in the 32 NFL Warzone to try and get Jordan and Mr. Clark in here? So here's the thing. He should always be on the conversation. This is the problem. This is why I don't like talking about him that much. And I am a Brady fan. I love Tom Brady. There is literally 31 other quarterbacks in the NFL that you could possibly talk about, right? Then you've got lists that come out talking about who's the best quarterback in the NFL right now, or who would you rather have as quarterback in the NFL. And I got Brady somewhere around 4 and 5, which is really good for a 43-year-old aging quarterback. Really good. It's outstanding. He's still top 5 in 43. But you're really trying to tell me that Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, even Deshaun Watson, they wouldn't have won a ring on Tampa Bay's roster? Like, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here.
So this is kind of going to what I'm saying. Somebody posted, winning 7 Super Bowls is a team accomplishment, not a player accomplishment. So you can't say Brady's a GOAT just because he won 7. Absolutely right. But him being the starting quarterback for a lot of those is a pretty big thing. Greatest quarterback, my favorite quarterback, my number one will always be Dan Marino. And, the only ring he's got is a donut. So there's something to be said there. Quarterback takes a lot of it, but then you see trash guys like Trent Dilfer win Super Bowls a different way. And that's okay. It hurts to know a guy like Trent Dilfer has a ring and Dan Marino doesn't.
So if you're saying as a Bucks fan, absolutely not. If that's the comment, hold on. Dave, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to come in. Gonna bring, whoops. All right, we also got Jordan in here. I'll wait for him too. Jordan, give us a thumbs up if you're ready to come in, buddy. All right, we got a thumbs up. Thank you for coming back on the show, guys. Real quick before we get started with the intros, as a Bucks fan, absolutely not. If your comment is to this by saying you don't think that the Buccaneers would have won the Super Bowl with a guy like Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, and I really think you should just say that in the mirror. Just look how how stupid you look by saying that.
You know who they wouldn't have won a Super Bowl with? Tony Romo.
But all right, Jordan. All right, Dave. What's going on, guys?
Not much. How you guys been?
Still pretty good.
Hey, I want to tell Dave Smith there, buddy. The only thing I could think about was the Miami Dolphins. I said they are loaded with draft capital. 3 first-round picks this draft, 3 first-round picks next draft. I said, man, I like it.
Well, they have 2, 2, and 2. They have 2 each round the next 3 years in the first round.
They got 3 first-rounders this year, right?
No, they have 2.
2.
What happened to the third one?
They have 6 and 18.
I thought they had 3.
No, they had 2.
Yeah, them and the Jets both got 2.
I don't know where I was getting 3 at. My bad.
Probably that trade they had with the 49ers and Eagles. It all got confusing there for a minute.
All right. Well, they still got some draft capital lined up. So.
Oh yeah, they're like I've been busting John's balls all day. They're gonna take those picks. They're gonna wrap them up in a pretty little package. Nice blue paper, nice neon green ribbon. Slap a little bow on it with a little to Coach Pete Carroll. Send him a couple of those little draft pickies. Next thing you know, there's going to be a big old number 3 moving on down to Miami. Fatman's going to be sporting a number 3 jersey.
I do.
Look, I got him over there stunned. He's silent.
No, this guy over here has got me like I just want to trash him. I'm just trying to hold my shit together. That's all.
Wait, me or somebody else?
So this douchebag that's trying to like tell me how like, you know, the reason Brady's won 7 Super Bowls and those guys don't. I mean, it has nothing to do with how well that team was built throughout the years.
That's
all
there?
just Tom Brady. Yep.
So where do we want to go? You want my thoughts? Can I say anything? I mean, what type of agenda what type of topic do we want to stay on? Or do you want me to start going all over the place? You want to get all high strung and wound up?
Let's talk about.
This is the Fat Man of the Hawk show.
Here, Dave. Let's talk about Let's talk about how the Cleveland Browns are going to be the champions of the AFC North Division this season. Let's talk about that. I know you want to talk about that. Let's talk about that.
Well, I thought Jordan was going to say something. Right now, with the way the roster looks right now, I like the way things are going on the roster. The place is being set at the table. They're acquiring pieces on defense based on the roster right now, without even going into the draft. The roster alone is good for 9 to 10 wins. Now, if we could have outstanding coaching again and some luck and players staying healthy and things go our way and some consistency and again coaching preparation, we might be able to overachieve and win more than 9 to 10 games. I still got either Baltimore or Pittsburgh taking the AFC North, preferably Baltimore. I mean, I hope Pittsburgh. Let's not talk about Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Back to Cleveland. Right now, holes were filled on defense in free agency. I was surprised that they signed as many free agents as they did. I like the free agents they did sign. They're serviceable at worst. John Jones, strong safety, is going to be a good addition. Hill's going to be a good addition. I think that Tack McKinley, I think he'll work out just fine. The only guy I thought was kind of scratching my head on was the defensive tackle, that Malachi Jackson that was with the Eagles last year. I thought that guy looked like he was washed up in a bum. I hope they saw something in him that I don't see. So I don't know. I don't know how he'll work out. I'm not the coach. I'm not the general manager. I got to trust that they're making better. You know what? I set my roster up on Madden. So my team's my way on the Xbox version. So I'm happy there with the way my team looks.
With the cap space off.
I'd have
Absolutely, that's the only way to do it. Rookie mode, cap space off, trade all your first round picks.
Yeah,
I just picked up. I'm 16 right now.
Yeah, just have it your way. So based on the roster, I would say when Cleveland goes into the draft, they're drafting for depth. The other good news is every offensive starter is returning from last year, which is unusual. So we got everybody coming back from offense again. Every single coach except one assistant coach is returning from last year's coaching staff. Everybody in the front office is returning. So it's like, this is an off season. I didn't have to talk about, well, how's our new head coach going to do? How's this new general manager going to do? What type of quarterback are they? It's like, wow, man, we've got pieces in place. It's like, well, shit, we're going to have to draft for depth there. How do I handle this? So I feel pretty good going in this offseason so far. And like I said, with a little bit of luck, we'll see what they can do in the AFC North. And, the other comment I wanted to make outside of Cleveland, and then I'll let Jordan have the floor. But before I do, I looked at all the Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, Super Bowl 54, 55, or whatever we're on now. The only two quarterbacks I saw that weren't quarterbacks that made throws, okay, was Brad Johnson of the 2002 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because you had that Tampa 2 defense that won that Super Bowl and won that season for. That was a defense. That was a defense of the decade that carried him, which was outstanding defense. And then in 2000, you had Trent Dilfer for the Baltimore Ravens that didn't make throws, but you had Ray Lewis and you had that defense right there carrying him and won a Super Bowl for him. Outside of those two quarterbacks, you go down that list, and you do it when we get off here. You look at every quarterback, John, Mr. Kreis, you look at every quarterback, they all won those Super Bowls with their arm making the throws. Now, I'm not gonna make a specific name. I'm not gonna mention a specific player, but these quarterbacks that won the Super Bowl, they didn't do it with their legs trying to outrun the defense. And that goes for Steve Young and Russell Wilson. They didn't scramble. They made the throws from the pockets. They were precise, precision pocket passing, sideline to sideline, outside the number, thread the needle, the timing throw, the rhythm. I mean, they look off coverages, freeze the safeties. I mean, they got it. They got the arm, they got the skill set, and they know how to utilize their talent. They're not running like a scared rabbit and then taking hits when they don't slide and don't get out of bounds first to protect themselves.
Are we talking about Lamar Jackson again?
Yes, we're talking about Lamar Jackson.
I didn't say. Did I mention a player's name?
What does Lamar Jackson have to do with the Browns winning the AFC North? How are they going to stop Lamar Jackson from running all over the place, scoring touchdowns on him? How are they going to make Lamar Jackson have to go take a poop?
I want you to look at all the Super Bowl winning quarterbacks. They won the game on their arm making the throws. And that's all I'll say. I'll give it to Jordan. Go ahead, Jordan.
Absolutely. But that doesn't mean there's not another way.
I'll add one thing.
I'm old enough to remember when I was a kid having a rotary phone. Then we had the touchstone phone. Now we have a cell phone you touch the screen on.
Dave, go back and look at the quarterbacks that won the Super Bowls, okay? Go back.
No,
see how many of them won on their legs outrunning the defense.
But how many of the early Super Bowls were won because of the running backs running over everybody? And then the game has changed to a more passing-friendly league, right? So now you see guys throwing all over the place. You're seeing it through all the passing records. And maybe this is just a new era starting.
I will say.
Okay. If that's how you want to feel, that's fine. But, you're not going to convince me of that, but that's fine. Go ahead.
It's okay. The Cleveland Browns are still winning the AFC North, Dave. I'm with you. Go Brownies.
I don't know what will happen. I don't know what we'll do.
Pittsburgh's down. The Ravens didn't make any moves at receiver, so Lamar's going to have to run for his life again. The Bengals are a shit show. They'll be lucky if Burrow don't get hurt again. That leaves the Browns on top.
No, this is what I'm actually doing. I actually have a mock draft. The Baltimore Ravens and the New England Patriots are going to make a trade.
For Lamar Jackson?
No. The Patriots going to give them their 15th pick for 27, and Baltimore's going to give them like a second rounder or whatever. And the what's the receiver from Alabama? The fast one. Waddle.
Waddle.
The Ravens are going to take Jalen Waddle, and the Patriots are going to get the quarterback from Texas A&M, Kellen Mond. That's my thoughts. And I actually have the Browns taking a linebacker from Tulsa. Yeah, Tulsa.
So you have the Patriots trading back?
Yes, the 27 with the
Not up.
Ravens. Yeah, trade him back, and they're going to get the Texas A&M quarterback, Kellen Mond.
Hey, Jordan. Jordan, before you go on, one question, not to cut you off. Keep that thought. Is there an edge rusher defensive end that Cleveland can take with that 26th pick instead of a linebacker? Because I didn't know if Cleveland was going to take a linebacker or an edge rusher. Linebacker's fine with me if they want to go that route.
Okay, this is what I've heard. I don't know if this is true. I haven't watched the guy play that much, but the guy from Tulsa, I believe he went to Tulsa. His name is Zavon Collins. He played linebacker he was the National Player of the Year for Defensive Player of the Year in the National. He won National Player of the Year defensively. So I think that's who they're going to go after. Some teams list him as a 3-4 edge rusher, but there's other teams that list him as an off-ball linebacker.
You think he'll be there? You think he'll be there for Cleveland? Does he hold that value? Does he hold that value, or is he more like a top 15 pick that might slide that? Where's his value?
If he's a linebacker, I think he's the third best linebacker in this draft. Because you got the kid from Notre Dame with the funky name. He's a pass coverage. He's like your, Devin Bush type linebacker, your pass coverage guy. He has that weird funky name. And then their top linebacker is Micah Parsons from Penn State. He's the best all-around linebacker. So, and he'll be a top 10, top 12 pick. Micah Parsons will.
Is this guy like a beast compared to like the Steelers linebackers, the Ravens linebackers? Pittsburgh and Baltimore always has beasts in linebackers.
He's a linebacker. Of course he's a monster.
To me, this is a. I'm not saying he is this guy yet, but to me, it looks like Devin White. That's who he reminds me of.
Oh, I guess I shouldn't talk about Penn State players. I forgot about Courtney Brown, Dave.
Yeah, he was a huge boss.
Well, LeVar Arrington didn't live up to the hype either.
Yeah, but I think Zavon Collins, he's projected anywhere between like 22nd and 30th, anywhere in that range. So he's right around where Cleveland's drafting at. He's a late first round. No, the guy that I have.
Yeah, I was going to say, Parsons is like top. Everything I see is like top 15.
Yeah, Parsons is probably the best defensive player in this whole draft. So he'll be a top 10 pick, top 12 pick. But the Zavon Collins some teams have him as a 3-4 edge rusher because he gets pretty good pass rush. But I think he's more of a linebacker. He is listed, I think, 258 or something, 260, around that range. So he's a pretty big linebacker. He's more of an old school linebacker. So, but he gets some pressure. There's a guy from Miami named Jalen Phillips. He actually is the best pass rusher in this draft. That's who I'd be looking at too if I was Cleveland. He's pretty good. He had I think he was the best pass rusher in college last year. And then the other dude from Miami the year before, his name's Gregory Rousseau.
So you don't think the Patriots? I'm cutting you off. You don't think the Patriots are going to try and draft Mac Jones? That's what I keep hearing everywhere. Mac Jones, Justin Fields.
No,
you're not going to go after a quarterback.
I said the Patriots.
Do you think they're comfortable with Cam Newton?
No, I'm not completely. But the Patriots are only looking at 2 quarterbacks in this draft right now. They pretty much got it down to 2 quarterbacks.
Mac Jones and Justin Fields.
No, they do want Justin Fields. They do want Justin Fields. I think that's their first choice. But I think they're going to wait till draft day and see what happens with the 49ers pick. I think the 49ers are taking Mac Jones. That's who I think they're going to take. I think
no matter what, bud.
I disagree. I think the Broncos are going to take Trey Lance. But that's why I think the Patriots.
I don't think Trey Lance is going to be there for the Broncos.
I think the Patriots are going to wait around to see what San Francisco does, and then they're going to call Atlanta and say, "Hey, are you guys taking the quarterback? You guys want to trade down? What are you guys doing?" And if they don't want to pick a quarterback, then I think that's when New England's going to try to get in front of Denver and get Justin Fields.
So
who's the
Belichick?
second one they're set on, though? You said it's not Mac Jones.
My other quarterbacks is the guy I actually haven't traded down and getting named Kellen Mond.
So then Belichick was not at the pro day for Mac Jones. That's what you're saying?
He was at the pro day for every quarterback. He was at the pro day for Trevor Lawrence. He was at the and they didn't have no
Belichick's
shot.
not looking at Mac Jones at all.
He looked at every quarterback. He went to every quarterback that had a pro day.
So that's a lot more than two then.
Yeah, but he's not interested in two as of right now. He only has narrowed it down to two quarterbacks. They want a mobile quarterback. They want the
I think he's going to trade for Jimmy G.
Nope.
I think Billy's going to make a move for Jimmy G.
No, Jimmy G.
He's going to wait for San Francisco to draft Trey Lance, and then he's going to make an offer for Jimmy G.
No, Jimmy G is going to be the 49ers starting quarterback until he gets hurt. Again.
I don't know.
Okay. Wait, my turn to just ask a question.
All right.
How long, Jordan, look into your accurate crystal ball. How long until you see Jimmy Garoppolo not getting injured, but getting hurt to where he's got to miss a few games? A mild hurt.
Well, Jimmy G, he will get hurt probably by week 6, more than likely. And he'll probably miss 6 to 8 games or more. Who knows? But I think that's what's going to happen. I think they're going to start out with Jimmy G. This is what I don't think they should do, but I think they will do. I think they should trade Jimmy G and get like a second or third. I don't think they're going to get a first for Jimmy G. Whatever they're asking for, I think they're asking for a first. I don't think they're going to get that. So
I think San Francisco's going to trade him out of town before he even gets to the season.
I think the Patriots. I said this too, like a while back. I think the Patriots are waiting to see what's this Deshaun Watson stuff's going on, and they're going to go after him after the draft.
No, we're not. We're trying not to mention. We're trying not to mention that name too much because he's
not available.
There's too much freaked out stuff going on.
Not available.
We don't want to talk about him really. We really don't. You get me started. You say his name, you trigger me. And I told John that I wouldn't, say what I like, not what I like. I wouldn't say wouldn't speak my mind about him on his podcast. But I can't get triggered either. I can't get triggered.
So what I got from you earlier, Dan, when you said the Browns need to stay healthy, basically you're saying that Odell Beckham needs to get hurt again. Basically, that's what you're saying.
He still is hurt. He's coming off a torn ACL.
Because from what I've seen, the Browns play better without Odell Beckham.
So hold on one second. Fellas, or someone send me the PayPal link. The one streaming isn't working, or I'm doing something wrong. I want to send a little douche a nation. When you say that, put 3 O's. So that way when you say douche, it sounds like douche.
But yeah, I'm not with the Hawk.
Oh, come on, Jim. We're just having fun over here.
Oh yeah.
I'm not with the Hawk on his draft picks.
That's fine. Nobody has to be on with the Hawk with the draft picks.
Mac Jones at number 4 with the Patriots. You're crazy.
I just see a scenario where Jimmy G ends up back in the Patriots uniform.
Nah, they don't want it. They don't want an injury-prone quarterback. They already got one.
And I think San Francisco's going to take Lance.
Yeah, I see a lot of things with San Francisco. There's I want to say about half of like the fan base are like saying like Kyle Pitts or somebody of that nature, taking the tight end or wide receiver. I don't really necessarily agree with that. Why would they go so high in the draft to not take a quarterback. I really think Trey Lance or Mac Jones will be going off at least right there. Most likely Trey's. I do think Trey's a better guy.
I won't be surprised if Detroit grabs a quarterback sitting there at 7.
All right, I got a question. Do you think Philadelphia could take a quarterback at 12 if one's available?
The top 5
Yeah,
are
it's Philadelphia.
no?
They do all kind. It's Philadelphia. They do all kind of dumb shit. That sounds right up their alley.
Because what I have with them is they do got a new coach. I mean, I know coaches don't always make the final decision or whatever, but I know they got a new coach, so maybe that coach, like Jalen Hurts or whatever, isn't his guy. So that's what I was wondering. Do you guys think that the Eagles would draft a quarterback?
It sounds like something the Eagles would do. Their organization's fucked up enough to do something like that. Why not destroy another quarterback's confidence? Then again, why is your quarterback that soft?
Yeah, I don't think the Eagles are going to do well with Jalen Hurts. I think they're a 3 or 4 win team.
I think the Eagles need more than a quarterback.
So I'll be honest. I think that if there is somebody left on that top 5 list, all the way down to 12 for Philadelphia, I could see them moving on a quarterback.
I was thinking that too, just because they got a new coach now.
I just really think all of them are going to be taken in that top 10. That's all.
I could see Miami drafting a quarterback, and I love Tua.
Do you guys think Pittsburgh will draft a quarterback?
No,
They got Dwayne Haskins. What more do they need?
I think that they might try to make a little project there.
I hope they go with Dwayne Haskins.
Why?
They'll be the worst team in the AFC North next year.
My question is, and if you guys can give me a clear-cut, factual answer, okay, then I won't bring it up anymore, and I'll be sold on this with you. Why, in a nutshell, why can't Pittsburgh develop Mason Rudolph after Roethlisberger retires? Meaning, hold on before you answer, meaning if they go into full offseason preparing Rudolph as the starter, why can't they still develop him with what he has? Because it looks like that's the way they're leaning. They're just not telling us. Now, if you guys have a factual, solid, clear-cut answer that'll never happen, I won't bring it up again anymore. Otherwise, I'll keep throwing it in your face every time we come on here. You got the floor, all 3 of you.
Okay, I'll go first. I'll tell you why they won't prepare Mason Rudolph as the starter to take over after Ben leaves is because his brain is still mush for when Myles Garrett smacked him upside the cranium with that helmet. Now it's just a bowl full of jelly, like when Flacco got ended by Hanzo, like when Matt Moore got ended by Bud Dupree. Poor Mason Rudolph, he's just got some jello rattling around up there now. He'll never be the same.
Who's the other player that hit him hard? Earl Thomas of the Baltimore Ravens knocked him unconscious.
His brain's
a couple hard hits. Yeah.
All right, I'll go next here. I'm not saying that they won't. Anything can happen in the NFL. It's the NFL. But this is why I think they shouldn't. It's because he went 2-6 with the same team that Doug Hodges went 6-2 with. And Hodges sucks.
All right, so we're going by win-loss record. Okay.
I got 3 words. Watch the film.
Yes, that's another one. Just watch how bad he played.
Look, I like watching that highlight over and over, him getting wallowed upside the head. I find that quite entertaining.
Well, and I would say Pittsburgh's going to try to draft a quarterback at next year's draft.
From what I'm hearing, the quarterbacks aren't that great for next year.
Yeah, there's the odds right now. I only know one guy that's supposed to be pretty good next year. That's in North Carolina.
Is there a quarterback they can draft this year? Or, you know what? I'll just say on this podcast what I say to everybody in the group when I try to bust their balls as Steelers fans. Pittsburgh's not worried about Roethlisberger, okay? He's going to play till he's 43 years old, just like Tom Brady, and he's going to win 3 more Super Bowls in the process. His arm's not going to lock up. He's not washed up. He's got nothing, his past, his bad karma from his past ain't going to catch up to him, so they ain't worried about it. They got their quarterback, what is he, 39, 40, 41, 42. They've got their starting quarterback for the next 5 years.
The Houston Texans will cut Deshaun Watson before it goes to court.
Hey,
don't trigger, John. He's triggering me. Don't trigger.
Pittsburgh will sign Deshaun Watson off the street.
Hey, and tell them Steelers fans. And Big Ben's what, 39?
To replace Ben's legacy.
He's going to turn 39.
You said he's 39. When was the last time that Ben Roethlisberger won the Super Bowl? What was he, 30, 31?
2000, was it 2009 he won it?
Yeah, so you're talking about he was in his 20s the last time they won the Super Bowl.
Who's y'all's top 5 quarterback?
Look, they're gonna work on making Dwayne Haskins their guy.
I hope so, and that's 0-17 in 2022.
All right, somebody record that. So who's y'all's top 5 quarterbacks going into the 2021 season?
Haskins wasn't bad in college with a clean pocket. He's a pocket passer, big arm. What was Ben? Pocket passer, big arm. What's Pittsburgh always known for? Pocket passer, big arm. How have they had their most success? Pocket passer, big arm. What does Haskins have? Pocket passer, big arm. You build the pocket around him. You keep it clean. You give him the targets like Juju and Claypool. The guy might stand a chance. He just has to get his head out of his ass long enough to play football. And I don't think that Ben is the most dedicated, hardworking guy. And I don't know if he has the best habits for Haskins to be following.
There's also a quarterback from the University of Florida. I don't know if you guys watch college football or not, but he, you know how I don't know if you guys know, they give like comp grades and stuff for like who they think the quarterback's compared to. The Florida quarterback is like 6'5", 240. His actual NFL comp is Ben Roethlisberger. So a lot of mock drafts I've seen have the Steelers going after him in like the second round.
All right, top 5. Let's go, Hawk.
All right. What's going on there, Rob? Aaron Rodgers 1, Mahomes 2, Wilson 3, Watson 4, Brady 5.
So are we saying who's going to have the best 2021 season, or are we just saying
going in?
What's our projection right now?
Who's top 5 ranked quarterbacks going into 2021 season right now?
Well, that's obvious right now.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Josh Allen,
Tom Brady,
Lamar Jackson. Fuck Tom Brady.
Wait, Lamar Jackson number 5?
Like how he stuck that in, though.
You mean the guy that has a 1-3 postseason record?
Yeah, Lamar Jackson at 5.
You mean the argument that you made with 2 freaking plays to try and make me say that he wasn't good?
Hey, we'll see this year when he gets what's his name from Alabama, Waddle, when he still can't win a playoff game.
All right, bud.
He'll be out there running for his life.
Then you make more excuses for him.
He's a running back. He's a running back.
Right.
He runs
You're up,
faster
Jordan. Go.
Ryan Tannehill, Cam Newton.
Top 5 quarterbacks is Aaron Rodgers is number 1. Patrick Mahomes is number 2. Tom Brady's number 3. Josh Allen's number 4. And
Cam Newton.
And he just muted me.
No, I didn't even touch it. You kind of just glitched out. I think you said Russell at 5, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Dave, you're up, buddy. What's your 5?
Dave, you're on mute.
Sorry about that, guys.
All good.
Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson,
Lamar Jackson.
in the division test.
He's shaking his head. Yeah.
Lamar Jackson.
See?
Oh yeah, Dave.
Glad I can make you laugh.
Oh, you did.
All right, so I'll do top 5. I'll do my top 5 after this season.
Yeah, of course. We'll
I
probably
think-
be doing our top
I
5
think
during.
I think Matthew Stafford's going to have a big year.
Because
Yeah.
I'll tell you who my number 3 quarterback is going to be after this year.
Jared Stidham.
No, he's a quarterback that was a rookie last year, and he's in the same division as Patrick Mahomes.
Justin Herbert. Man, why did I
Yep.
not see that coming?
Man, I thought
Yep.
he was going to say Tua.
Because you guys know I'm a big guy of the Los Angeles Chargers are going to win that division.
So 2 years from now, when the Chargers make the Super Bowl, are you going to be sporting a Herbert jersey and ripping down all this Patriots stuff so we could bring up these old shows that we have saved and rub in your face and say, see, you used to be a Patriots fan?
Nope. Because if I would have jumped wagons, I'd already been wearing a Tampa Bay.
Well, just your love for Herbert has me making me think you might jump on the Herbert train.
Oh, maybe the Chargers are dumb enough and they'll just draft a quarterback and then trade Herbert to the Patriots. There we go.
I don't see that happening.
Is this where we're going to say we're going to have reruns of the podcast and say, well, look what you said back then. So this didn't age very well now, did it?
No, I was just doing that to bust Jordan's balls. I say a lot of shit that doesn't age well. It's kind of what I do.
Well,
I mean, he is the one that said Trevor's going to be the new Ryan Leaf, so we can record that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm okay with eating that plate full of shit when it comes back around.
Hey, we'll see about
Dave,
3 games.
Dave,
We'll see about 3 games.
For 7 weeks, I sat there and ragged on the Broncos, say who loses to the Broncos. Miami plays the Broncos, and the Broncos make them look like a high school team. I ate a big plate of shit that day, but I'm not scared.
Yeah, he did the whole pod with a Broncos background. It was hilarious.
Well, my team lost to the Broncos.
Yeah, but the Patriots fucking suck.
Still split with you guys on the down year.
That's why they had to spend all that money this year.
Yep. Hey, second place this
Hey,
year.
Jordan, can you tell me the last time buying a whole new team won you the Super Bowl that same season?
What'd you say?
With a running quarterback.
Can you tell me the last time buying a whole new team in the offseason won you a Super Bowl that same season? Any team.
This year.
Because I remember watching the Washington Redskins year after year after year go out and spend huge money on the big name free agent that year. And well, they still suck.
Didn't the Tampa Bay Buccaneers do that last year?
No, all they did was grab Tom Brady.
Then they grab a guy named Antonio Brown. Then they grab a guy named Leonard Fournette.
Yeah,
Then they
for
Then-
for Tom Brady wanted those guys.
Then they bring a
They
guy.
weren't going
named Brock.
to make those moves without Tom Brady.
Yeah, but
That-
then they bring him
That is
in.
true.
Still,
The Bills did make
still,
Tua and the Dolphins look like a peewee team.
they still brought him in, and they still brought in that guy named Rob Gronkowski who caught 2 touchdown passes in the Super Bowl. That guy.
Yeah. Hey,
Okay.
were you mad to see a bunch of expatriates win the Super Bowl again?
A bunch.
Because
There was
there
was
were the
literally
big three
2.
for the Patriots at one point. That was kind of fun. The old Patriots winning down. Hey, I got a question for everybody: is Bruce Arians the greatest head coach ever now that he won a Super Bowl because he has Tom Brady? Because that's what we think about Bill Belichick. Do we think that about Brucey Boy now?
He also has 6 rings, and he's
Out there smashing natty lights.
Hey, when was the last time Bruce Arians had a top 10 defense?
Last season, that defense was pretty fucking good, but
Yeah, one time. And what? How many years has Bruce
not just the
Arians been
Super Bowl.
coaching?
Like up to
Well,
week
wait.
6. Hold on, up to week 6, they were ranked first in the league. The Bucks.
How many Super Bowls does Bruce Arians have coaching without Tom Brady?
Question: what was the Bucks' defensive ranking the year before?
Like middle of the pack, I think.
You think so? You don't know?
It was better at the end of the year, I know that, but they were well. They weren't as bad because
They were top 10, weren't they?
I think they were closer to the middle of the pack because they were giving up points because Winston was throwing so many picks.
So the only guy they got was Tom Brady, and then Tom Brady said, "I want Gronk and I want Fournette,"
And AB.
and they got him. And
And
AB.
they got him. That's
And
4
AB
players.
AB was his roommate.
That's 4 of their main players on offense. 4
Okay.
starters on offense.
AB didn't even start, I don't think.
And you know what else Tom Brady said? He said, I want us to draft the offensive lineman. You know that guy from Iowa? Yeah, Tristan Wirfs. Tom Brady told the Bucs to draft him.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other rookie on defense, you know that guy, that Antoine Winfield or whatever?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's another guy for you.
The kid I like because he did this to
Tyreek
good
Hill,
old
yeah.
Tyreek Hill in the Super Bowl. Hey, bud, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's 5 guys not named Tom Brady right there.
You know who did have the number 1 defense last year in total defense? Well, not last year, the year before.
The New England Patriots.
Did they win a Super Bowl?
No.
Okay. That's what you said.
They also
And
had
did they have Tom Brady that year?
Yes, but they also had a guy named Tom Brady who was 42 years old with no weapons.
Well, he won a Super Bowl at 43. So why couldn't he do it at 42?
But he also had Rob
has no weight here, Jordan. You can't call him an old man when he's still winning Super Bowls. That can't be the reason.
He also had Rob Gronkowski. He also had O.J. Howard. He also had Cameron Brate. He also had Ronald Jones. He also had Leonard Fournette. He also had a pretty good offensive line still. He had Antonio Brown. He had Mike Evans. He had Chris Godwin. Where are those guys on the Patriots? I'll give you that. They got a good line. The Patriots got a good line.
He had Antonio Brown on the Patriots.
What, for 1 second?
He had Julian Edelman.
No, he was hurt.
So in 2019, Tampa Bay had the best defense in the NFL against the rush.
Yeah, they're good against the run.
But they were middle of the pack in pass defense, which makes sense because they were a turnover machine. And they were 29th in points against. Which
I knew
also
there were points of bad. Which
also makes sense because
how did we get here from
the
asking the
30
question
picks.
of if we're going to crown Bruce Arians as the greatest head coach of all time, like we did Bill Belichick because he won Super Bowls with Tom Brady. Tom Brady leaves. Everyone forgets about how great Bill Belichick is. Are we crowning Arians now as the best head coach in football?
No, because this is why.
Come on, all you Brady lovers that don't like when I say fuck Tom Brady, come on and stand up for Coach Arians and tell me how he's so great now.
This is what I got to say about that. Tom Brady was a big part of the Super Bowls. But did Tom Brady shut the greatest show on turf down? Did Tom Brady do that? Did Tom Brady shut the greatest show? Yes, he made the game-winning drive and got him to drive the ball 45 yards or whatever, a field goal position. But did Ty Law not pick 6 Kurt Warner in that game?
Ooh, I like this one.
So are you pooping on Brady now?
I'm just saying.
Jordan, do I have you over there pooping on Brady? Do I have you? Jordan,
as
a New England Patriots fan, for many years rooting for Tom Brady, does a silly old Dolphins fan now have you convinced to come around and hop on the train? Come around and hop on the train. Say it with me.
I'm a realist. I'm a realist. I said
get on the bus. Get on the bus. Wear the banner. Say it with me. Fuck Tom Brady.
This.
Fuck Tom Brady. Fuck Tom Brady. Come on, deep down you want to say it. It's in your heart. Fuck Tom Brady.
I'll just do it once for the podcast. Fuck TB12. There you go.
Yes. Fuck Tom Brady.
All right, so we got a question here. I think this is a nice topic. After receiving season-ending injuries, who has the best comeback year? Barkley, Bosa, Christian McCaffrey, Odell Beckham, or Burrow?
Neither. I'll show you who. Hold on.
I think Jordan's going outside to throw a football and just be like, "It's me!"
Yeah, you see that? You see this? You see this guy? This guy, the number 1 for the Patriots? Yeah, comeback player of the year.
Did he have a season-ending injury?
Oh, I thought you said comeback player of the year.
No. Season-ending injury, which means you didn't pay attention, which means 5 minutes in the penalty box. Sorry, Jordan.
5 minutes.
All right, so Jordan's in the penalty box. So with Sam Darnold, and depending on who the Panthers go after in the draft, I'm gonna say Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
I think he still wants to show what he's got in the tank. He's still a big part of that offense. I think Sam Darnold gives him a little bit of help. Yeah, I like McCaffrey.
Yeah. I think all the names are really solid. I'm gonna go with. I have to pick one, so I'm gonna go with Saquon Barkley. I like Saquon. I don't know. I just think that he's like the closest thing to. What are you doing,
Dave? You look like you're trying to. Never mind.
You're muted, bud.
Dave, you're on mute. Dave, you're not in the penalty box. Jordan's in the penalty box.
I'm trying to read this comment.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Saquon. Just because I'm a little bit of a fan of his. I think I like him the most out of that list. Beckham's a close second when it comes to like who I like the most, but I also won't be surprised if it's Nick Bosa, honestly, because he's just a monster.
All right, Dave. Do you have your thought formulated there? We'll let you get your thought out, and then we'll let Jordan back.
Odell Beckham Jr. comes back player of the year, comes back from his injury.
Look at
it's already for the Cleveland Browns.
Legend killer.
I'm gonna buy an Odell Beckham Jr. jersey.
Dave, was there some whiskey in that Pepsi you just pounded down? That's the first super positive Cleveland Brown thing I've heard you say. Was there some Jack Daniels in that puppy? Not a sponsor, by the way, but we would definitely welcome them.
So here's a draft question here for fantasy football. Is Christian McCaffrey worth taking number one over Kamara and Derrick Henry? And I'm assuming you're talking about number one for quarterbacks or number one overall in the draft itself. I say so. Him being that dual-headed monster with especially PPR, being that dual-headed monster, a guy that gets a lot of yards on the ground, a lot of yards through the air, catches a lot of passes. Yes, I think that he's definitely worth being a number one pick. Actually, I think Kamara is too over Henry just because of the amount of points he gets through. I'm gonna let Jordan shake his head. No, you gotta go Henry because he run football.
Who smashed the football? Run through a motherfucker's face.
Yeah. So yeah, I think definitely in PPR, I think Kamara and Christian McCaffrey are definitely the two back-to-back picks in PPR. But if it's not PPR, I think I got Henry over Kamara at the very least.
I don't know why we're talking about PPs on a football podcast, but since he likes PP so much, we're going to let Jordan out of the penalty box.
You guys must have forgot about this guy named, Dalvin Cook.
All right, hold on. Hawk may think I'm a douche, but he knows football. All right, so I think this is going back to the Tom Brady thing that we did before.
Yeah, this is James again.
I'm a douche too, bud.
Yeah,
with 3 O's.
Hey, if you look back at some of our older videos, you'll see one week 17, 16, 17, week 17, I think it was. Hey, I crowned myself king of the douchebags, bud. It's pretty funny. You got to look it up. We're waiting on our tech person to get it up on the YouTube page. For some reason, she hasn't been able to get that little snip up there by itself. But yeah, we're all douchebags around here.
The Browns are going to take Baker Mayfield.
I got Baker Mayfield on this question too, bud.
Or who's the Browns' backup? Isn't it still like Case Keenum or whatever?
I don't know, but I had too many Dr. Peppers.
In my defense, nobody did the YouTube thing. That's why it's not up.
YouTube thing. I heard something about
what happened.
Click in YouTube thing gone. I don't know.
Save your banter for after the podcast.
I said nobody gave me their YouTube account, so I couldn't add it to your account. The clip.
If that's all you needed, you should have just asked forever ago. Now get the hell out of here. This is
football talk. I did.
Football talk. See ya. All right, here's one. Here's a question for you. Who wins the NFC East? I think a few weeks ago we did like a power rankings thing, and I was like more on to the Dallas Cowboys. But I feel like with all the moves that Washington has made, I really feel like it's going to be Washington football team to take this division for a second time in a row.
About
What do
time
y'all
you said
thoughts?
something smart. About time you said something smart on this show.
That's fine. I think I've said a lot of things smart. All right, bud? You guys got a comment on who wins the NFC East?
Yeah, I think Dallas can take it if Dak Prescott stays healthy. They're going to have to take it now. They're paying Prescott all that money, so
$164 million 4-year contract.
You
yeah.
better win.
Well,
You better not just win a division. You better win a Super Bowl with that contract.
So we got Dallas. Who do you got there, Jordan?
I got Washington.
Okay. The G-men have made some good moves.
Dallas.
And Fat Man's got Dallas. So we got 2 Dallas and 2 Washington. I think at the very least that the NFC East is definitely going to be a much stronger division next season. I don't know if they're going to be like they're definitely not going to be the laughing stock that they were this year because they were probably the worst division in NFL history. But yeah, I think New York has gotten better as well. I think Dallas is slightly better. Really, for them, it's the signing of Dan Quinn. Like, I just think that's huge for them because they really need to go back to a D coordinator that's like him.
Holy shit, you're really going deep here.
Well, you know what? I'm out, guys. I'll see you next time because Fat Man doesn't want me to talk about football.
Now let's go to the NFC West.
You were going deep like a good massage.
Don't say anymore, bud. I know where you're going.
Stop. You might get Dave mad up there.
John, come on. You can't trigger me with this Watson deal, man. I'm gonna let it go, man.
I didn't say it.
You need to have control. You need to have control of your right-hand man here. Come on, man. Let's not talk about that guy.
I know this dude's just off the hinge. I wonder why. That's probably something to do with gummies. Let's see. But yeah, just to go back, like just 3 of those teams are just really strong. Philadelphia kind of like puts them back because they're in full I just really feel like that team's in full rebuild mode. But that's just my opinion. I think that the East is going to be a lot stronger.
Fitz magic.
Hey, off the topic here for a second. It's still football, but I'm jumping around. Would you guys ever care? I'm echoing now. Is it my phone?
Yeah, it's only on your end. You're sounding good from this end.
Oh, you guys aren't hearing any feedback.
Nope.
Fine. Would you guys ever care to see more expansion teams in the league? In other words, but the idea I had, and I probably won't happen, if you could get 8 more expansion teams, now hear me out, you'd have 40 teams, and all you would do is you would add 1 more team per division, per conference. So you would have 5 teams in each division of each conference. It'd look cool. I know it's not going to happen. So would you ever? What do you think about that? It's a wild idea.
I'm actually with you on that. I seen somebody post something the other day, and now with them adding that 17th game, I think they should add 8 expansion teams. Look at extending the season to 23 weeks, have 3 bye weeks, and 8 extra teams, so we get a half a year of football.
18 regular season games, 2 preseason games, 3 bye weeks. Start the regular season 2 weeks early, and now they got the Super Bowl going into what, the second week of February, something. The Super Bowl is extended out 1 more week. So football, I think they're making it a little bit longer now, a week longer, I guess. That's the way to look at it.
I'd like to get a half a year's worth of football. Anybody else opinion on that? I'm
like old school, you know. It's just one of those. I'd be indifferent about it. If it happened, I'd be like, okay. But honestly, I don't even want to see the 17th game. But,
yeah, I don't like it either.
You know, it's like, at least I'm indifferent.
What's wrong with you guys?
It's got to be
it's an extra week for no reason.
Hey, not to interrupt you guys, it's got to be 18 games so you can have 9 home, 9 away. Because now with 17 games, you got 8 home, 9 away, or you got 9 home, 8 away. You
Or
need
you just
need
keep it-
18 games. 18 games. I bet you before this collective bargaining agreement is over, we'll see an 18-game schedule coming up here.
Or keep it 8-8 like it is, and then each team plays the game in where do they do them? They do them over in Europe, and they do them in Mexico, don't they? Do them in London and Mexico.
London, I don't know where, at Mexico City or someplace.
That's
So
that's what
each team could play a game there.
that's what
You
I
grow
was
your
thinking.
market.
If they do 17 games, they should start playing like a neutral site.
Right. And you grow your market that way. Which leads to global domination for the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't watch it. Like, I just like the biggest thing for me is football's been around for forever, and they've been at 16 games a season, for a really long time. And it's just one of those things where
Not that long, bud.
like 30 years, 30 or 40 years. This is a long time, bud.
Forgetting I'm old. But I know it used to be 12, and I'm sure everybody felt that way when it went, up more and more. I say give them. I want a 26 game schedule. Give it to me all year round.
It's just one of those things where I want to see like the record books, like certain things be harder to break. Like, I'm already pissed off about how easy it is for passing records to be broken every single season.
You won't be saying that it's Russell Wilson breaking them, though, bud.
Yes, I would.
No, you won't.
Yes, I would.
The only reason he would is because he'd be wearing a Dolphins jersey when he does it.
Nope.
Heck, I say we play 31 games and everybody plays each other once. There you go.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, you said it's fantasy football.
Yeah, it's fantasy.
No, I seen somebody had a good idea though, where you have an extended season, but like the first half of the season, all the bums play, and then all your good guys play the second half.
So pretty much the Dolphins are playing early.
Pretty much, it'd be like a Dolphins Patriots game every week.
What about blowing it up with 8 more expansion teams, adding an extra team to each division, and if you're going to go 18 regular season games with 3 bye weeks, and go from a 53-man active roster to a 60-man active roster, and let them activate 53 players on game day, 53 activated instead of 45.
Okay, here's a follow-up question. What cities do you think would want a team or need a team?
San Antonio. I already got it. I got my list ready to rip off to you. I got my list right here. It's right here.
My man.
St. Louis, on the AFC side. St. Louis, St. Louis, Missouri, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Oakland, California, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, AFC. NFC, San Diego, California, San Antonio, Texas, Portland, Oregon, Salt Lake City, Utah, in the NFC. And then add 1 team to each division. Those are my cities.
So
there you go there, James.
But first, Washington has to come up with a name.
Capital, damn it.
They got their name.
Washington Sentinels.
They got their name. It's the football team.
Washington Sentinels.
They should change it to DC since they're not really.
I actually like Sentinels too.
Well, that was
the Sentinel I have in my head is probably not the same Sentinel you have in your head.
Yeah, right.
That was from the movie The Replacements, and then we'll get what's his name? Who was the actor? I'm trying to blank on the actor.
I know who you're talking about. Keanu Reeves.
Shane Falco.
No, the head coach, man.
Oh, I can't remember.
We'll get him as the head coach and all that good stuff.
Yeah, the Sentinel I have in my head is the Purple Machines from X-Men. That should be their whole team mascot. Be amazing.
Gene Hackman. We'll get Gene Hackman as the head coach.
Off topic. Somebody put rest in peace DMX. I guess, is it true? Did he die? I saw he died. I saw he didn't die. Did he die?
Yeah,
I think he did. 50 years
terrible.
old.
R.I.P.
Yeah, 50 years old.
There you go. We'll put it on screen.
Here's a good one. I like this one too. The DC scams. Ooh.
There you go. This is the Washington taxes.
Oh, that one didn't do it to you guys, huh? You guys are like, that one wasn't funny. We're tired of paying taxes.
I think.
All right.
I think.
What else we got? Let's get some questions going there. We're going to start talking about big gorilla punching big lizard in the face. What do we
I
got
think they
about
should change it
football?
DC.
What
I think
happened?
they should change it DC. All right. Did you guys give your division by division standings after free agency? We could do that.
Yeah, we already did that a few episodes ago.
Okay.
I kind of want to wait to do something like that again after the draft. Like, that's kind of where I'm at with that.
Yeah, I'm not
Because-
going there.
All right.
You know,
So, out of the four of us, am I the only one that saw that thinks Trevor Lawrence is going to be a bust?
Yes, you're the only person in the whole universe.
No, I know. Out of us four, you putz. I've seen other guys come out because they think it's a hot take. For me, I liked him until I watched his pro day. I don't like his body language.
How bad was his pro day?
I think he's fragile.
You know, I could kind of see him coming in and having like a similar rookie season to Cam Newton's, you know, being a guy that doesn't lose often, you know, and I can kind of see it with his body language too. I can see it. As far as being a bust overall, I don't know. I think his career is going to be very, very similar to Andrew Luck's, and I think they're going to almost mirror each other.
So you're saying he's going to retire early?
Maybe.
If
No, I don't think he's going to retire early.
okay, Dave, if Trevor Lawrence is not a first overall draft pick value, then who would Jacksonville be better off going with as the quarterback if they're going to select quarterback first overall and hold that pick?
Yeah,
Lamar
you got a good
Jackson.
So I like Trey Lance, man.
Lance,
No,
I think there's
he's
just
wrong.
that ceiling there.
well, what
Trey-
other quarterback holds a first overall value if it's not Lawrence? You know, or should Jacksonville trade out of that one spot if there's nobody worth that value and trade out of it and trade down and get their guy, you know, a little
The
bit
Jack-
below that?
Well, I
I
would
don't
say
know.
if San Francisco didn't get fleeced by Miami, if I was San Francisco, I'd try to get up to that pick.
Yeah, it ain't happening. They can offer them 8 first-round picks. They ain't giving up.
No, because they got fleeced by Miami.
And I was saying Jacksonville, you could offer them 8 first-round picks, and they're not giving it up for Trevor Lawrence.
I don't know. I hope he's not a bust, but I don't know. It's just the way.
So you're
I don't know,
basically
man.
saying
I think he's gonna get his head kicked in, and he's gonna have a meltdown, and
I
things
will
aren't
say-
gonna go his way, and he's gonna act like a little baby. He just looks like a spoiled, rotten little kid brat, and that's what I got watching him walk around the field. Flip his hair like he's the pretty girl in school. Flip his hair like, oh, I'm too cool for this shit. I don't need to be here. They know I'm the number one pick. Like,
But
I don't know.
maturity level.
He just seemed like a
Hey.
douchebag, and I hope he gets his head taken off.
You
I will
got
say there's-
Ryan Leaf. You got Ryan Leaf 2 coming out, right?
Exactly. That's what I see.
I will say there are a lot of not a
hope
lot
I'm
of
wrong.
6'6" quarterbacks and taller that are like Hall of Fame type quarterbacks. I will say
You know,
that.
I hope I'm wrong, but
I'll tell you why
I
I'm
know.
glad Cleveland Browns have Baker Mayfield as a starting quarterback. We're keeping the same starting quarterback going on a 4th year. We've had the same starting quarterback for 3 years in a row, and that's an accomplishment because we've had 32 starting quarterbacks in the past 20 years. So,
Now you got to go out and pay the man.
and Mayfield has ability because of his availability. He has not missed any games, my man. He's available. And he has signs of toughness. He's played with bruised ribs. He played with a fucked up thumb when he released a pass and hit his thumb, throwing thumb on Bud Dupree's helmet, all kinds of good stuff. So, yeah, I'm glad we got Mayfield. I'm not saying I don't rate him, but, you know, he's serviceable. He's good enough to start for us. I'm happy.
The thing is he good enough to win a Super Bowl?
Oh my God, we'll find
Matt,
that out.
I can
Tune
answer,
in
no, I
next
can
week
answer
on the
that
next
right
episode.
now. Jordan, hush for a second. Not by himself. He would have to have a defense carry him. He would have to have running backs and offensive line and receivers carry him. As a team
Okay.
as a whole, yeah.
So
Okay, so
Bert
So
out
I-
there, I think. Come on, jump on the bandwagon with us. Hop on the train. We got plenty of room for everybody to say it with me. I like your comment there. I just had it up that Mr. Christ took down. Say it with me. Fuck Tom Brady. Yes.
Fuck Tom Brady.
This is a fucked up comment. You guys read this one?
Yep.
When I first saw Trevor Lawrence, I thought he was a transvestite. Brady will love it. What the hell kind
Where the
of
fuck
fucked
Tom
up
Brady
comment
come
is
from?
that, man? Who is that? Is he in my group?
Yep.
Yeah, it's your group. What do you
Don't
think?
tell me that's Dakota Garcia. Who is that?
No.
All right, let's kind of move on from this.
I gotta find out who made that fucking comment. Fuck that, man. I'm gonna be fucking booting somebody out of my fucking group right now. You got me dropping F-bombs now. And I'm the creator of my group. I can't be dropping F-bombs. Come on.
All right, so
Yes.
wait, before I move on for this, I just want to say Baker Mayfield hasn't missed any games or commercials. Good one. All right, so this is a pretty good topic. I think it's definitely something to talk about. What's the prediction for the Saints record if they go with Jameis Winston?
3-14.
8-9.
What do you got, Jordan?
5-12, last place in the division.
All right, so I'm not going to go as brutal as the other three. The Saints shown that they've, well, at least, Sean Payton has shown that he can win without his starting quarterback. I honestly won't be surprised if they get to 9 to 10 wins, even if it is with Winston. I don't know. I'm not saying that he's going to, light the world on fire and be the best quarterback ever. I think he's still going to be a bum. But I just think that team is still good enough to win at least 10 games, even if Jameis is the starting quarterback. So I'm going to say 10 or 9 wins, 7 or 8 losses.
The better question is, how many interceptions will Jameis Winston throw?
30.
He's the starting quarterback for the New Orleans Saints.
30.
Yeah, is it 30 or under? Over under.
Yeah, no, let's place the bets now. We got 1 to 3 odds.
I'm going to say 18.
John, what kind of stats do you want to see Jameis Winston getting? How many wins did you say? 10, 11?
No, I think he's going to be somewhere around the 10 and 7, 9 and 8 range.
Okay, so maybe 10 wins. And what kind of stats would you like to see him have?
He's going to
Minimum.
throw 30 picks.
Seriously?
Yeah.
And he's going to win 10 games with 30 picks.
Yeah, they got good defense, bud.
Oh, how many yards
They've only lost 1 game without Drew Brees in the last 2 years, and they did it with Teddy B and Taysom Hill.
Yeah, but they also weren't turning the ball over 3 times a game.
If you want me to make Jameis Winston look good, I'll make him look good on my Xbox One version. Just tell me how many yards passing you want him to have, how many games you want him to win, how many touchdowns. I'll give him league MVP, buddy.
I'll give him
5,429 passing yards, not one more, not one less. 30 interceptions, 55 touchdowns, 16-0 record.
So while we're on the Saints, I want to say something about that division. The Carolina Panthers are going to win that division. Sam Darnold's going to tear it up this year because you know why?
Like Darnold's going to fit in down there.
No, you know why?
Oh, why?
It's because fuck Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Oh man, we even got the Brady lover to say fuck Tom Brady.
You're a Patriots fan. Yes.
Let's see. Sean Payton whispered away his turnovers if you ask Saints fans. So that's a good comment.
So here's the thing, though. If the Saints were going to go with Jameis as their starting quarterback, then why didn't he start last season when Breeze was out? They put Taysom Hill in.
See, that's why we don't necessarily think he's
Jameis Winston sucks, and they're paying the other dude a lot of money.
But like it's
They're
said,
paying
that's why I
him like
don't-
$140 million. Jameis
Yeah, they-
Winston will not be the starter.
Yeah, they
that's why I
gave
think
Jameis.
that Taysom's going to be the guy and not Winston. I mean, I might be
Yeah.
wrong, but I really do think that it's going to be Taysom Hill, not Jameis Winston. But regardless, I don't think they're not a team that needs to have a top tier quarterback to win games. Their defense is solid. They got a really good team overall.
Yeah, because Winston, I don't think he's going to start either because his contract is like Cam Newton's. It's very incentive heavy.
Yep.
I think that I need to avoid making comments like, I feel this, I think that. I need to try to spit straight facts, because if I start saying I think and I feel, I'm basing it on my feelings and I'm basing it on my thoughts, which is an opinion. So I need to spit straight facts. I'll just get me I'll Google. I'll go to University of Google. I'll get my degree.
But
I'll look it all up.
Help you formulate thoughts, because if they do, then this whole conversation is off topic. Because
just give me a good crystal ball.
You got to
give me
your eyeballs, Dave. What do your eyes tell you?
Give me an accurate crystal ball, and I'll look into it.
They're right here, man.
Exactly, man. It's all opinions when you're talking about the future of any team. None of us really know shit. And like at any given Sunday, you can have all the stats and facts in the world. Any given Sunday, you could look like an idiot.
That comes down to preparation. If the other team, even if they're 0-10 going up against another team that's 8-2, if the other team is more prepared, buddy, and they come to play, you never know. You sleep on somebody or get trapped into it.
But I feel like you're on your way to delivering us a thought, Dave. So go ahead and let us know what your thought is before I derailed you.
I'd like to know how successful head coaches take their teams and keep every player focused and committed, and how many hours they put into practice and preparation, and how much energy that takes. Or if a team loses too many games, does that team lose their morale and the locker room's broke down and they're like, you know what? We just want to go through the motions and get this damn season over with, and we don't care how many games we win. Or is there ways that somebody like Belichick can control that atmosphere? There's a lot that goes into this.
Yeah, I think there is, because we had our first losing season in, God knows how long, 20 years.
But New England's only had 2 losing seasons in the past 20, 21 years. So that's only Belichick's second losing season. So.
So I said it's their first losing season since 2000.
Well, Belichick made up for it this year in free agency, because they still played hard after the year. Well, I can't believe Belichick went all out on free agency. Go ahead, Dave.
I think it's different. I think it's different when you're looking at a professional locker room. Those guys are all there to get paid, and you want to win, right? And it's miserable when you're losing. But those guys realize at the end of the day, it's a business. They're there to get paid. So they know every snap, every down is on film. They're being watched. It may not be this payday, but it may be their next payday. Nobody wants to get fired. They know they're out there playing for a payday. The biggest thing is you want to win and you want to chase championships and you want to be a champion at the end of the day. But you also have a paycheck to bring home. So you don't want to be out there loafing around the field playing like shit. So your incentive to do a good job at work is your next payday. Otherwise, you just fall into the ether of a bunch of guys that never work. So I think it's the morale in the locker room. I don't know how important it is. It's obviously going to be better when you're winning. But I don't know how hard it is to keep together. Guys will definitely be pointing the fingers at each other more. Like if the secondary gives up a big play, guys are going to be pointing the finger at them. But at the end of the day, nobody wants to get caught on tape doing dumb shit. They're all out there playing for contracts. They're independent contractors.
Yeah.
Now, does it just take?
You're getting the best that Sunday.
Does it just take one key starter the guy that you count on that's been making plays, for him to screw up off field and have something that they can't cover up and they can't hide, and it hits the media, and it gets back to Emperor Goodell, and they're looking at, the hammer coming down, 4-game suspension, all this bad. But I'm just being hypothetical. Any team, any player. I'm just whatever, whoever, wherever. All right, Josh Gordon with the Cleveland Browns. Kareem Hunt with the Cleveland Browns. If something bad happens,
I think it's worse if you try to cover it up. I think it's worse. I mean, come on, the Miami Dolphins had a line coach banging rails of coke on video.
Okay, so
sometimes just to come out and say, okay, yeah, we fucked up, or this guy's fucking, you don't necessarily like cutting ties with him.
When a key player screws up like that, but he's not facing to be cut from the team, he's looking at, hey, let's let him serve his penalty. He'll take his 4-game suspension or his 8-game suspension. Why he serves on the commissioner's exempt list, all this other bullshit. But after he serves his penalty, we're bringing him back on the team. But during that time, does the team suffer as a whole? Do they suffer losses? What is the what do you call it? What is the ripple effect where it screws up the rest of the team? Because they're somebody's affected somewhere along the way.
I think it depends on the player.
Trying to cover it up, because I think if you try and cover it up because it's a star player, because it's your star quarterback, and the team makes a conscious effort to try and cover it up, and the other players on the team find out about that, I think that creates a ripple in the locker room. Like, hey, you'll do it for that guy, but you won't do it for me. Am I not good enough? What makes this guy special? It's bad enough he's already making $50 million more than me. Now I got to put with this shit. I don't want to work here anymore. You got to treat everybody the same, but you don't have to treat them all fair.
If the team doesn't cover it up and they don't have a double standard with 2 sets of rules, and they hold the player accountable, and they come up for it, and they say, let's get this over with. They bring them in front of Emperor Goodell and all that. Because I tell you what, what's his name? All right, Kareem Hunt served an 8-game suspension. Myles Garrett served an 8-game suspension, and they weren't even sure for a while, they weren't even sure if Myles Garrett was going to come back.
Well, I mean, he did turn Mason Rudolph's head into Jello.
Go back.
It looked like a stick hitting a marshmallow.
Go back and watch Lyle. Go back and watch Lyle Alzado in 1983 against the New York Jets, swinging that offensive lineman's helmet. Ripped his helmet off, he's swinging it, trying to hit him with it. Go back and watch Randy White of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, they have a rule named after that.
Rip the helmet off and going. I mean, it's happened before. It's just that times have changed. It's not tolerated.
Yeah, that's Lyle Alzado is why that rule is there. And he was all roided out.
But it's not like it's the first time it happened. But anyways,
no.
How bad does it affect the team and bring them down? How devastating is that? They don't cover it up. He done fucked up the future of the team, embarrassed everybody. You're gonna lose now. You done fucked up the season for the rest of the season. See, it just takes one guy to fuck up off field.
Yep.
Yeah,
I don't really disagree.
Ask the Steelers with Antonio Brown.
Back in the day when football was really football, because I'm from a different time and era.
Yeah, they were smoking and drinking beers.
Al Davis, when he was alive with the Oakland Raiders, he didn't give a fuck what those rogue renegades did off the field, as long as they showed up for practice on time and played their fucking ass off. He didn't give a fuck. And he took all the players that nobody else would want it. He took them when you had nowhere else to go and nowhere else to play, you played for Al Davis. Those were the days, man. You didn't have to worry about these suspensions and shit. Now, football was better back in the day, man. It was.
Absolutely.
It was, man. But, okay, today's game. All right, today's game. Okay. Let me go back to where we are today. Okay. It's what it is today.
They're all ripped up.
It's what it is today, John. I'm done. Go ahead.
All right. So I wanted to think about the old days. You haven't gone there, Dave.
I will, but
the old days too.
I will on another podcast. We could do this again.
John's just because he's like 10. That's why he's sitting over there looking like he's bored.
30.
I was 9 years old when I watched my first Super Bowl in 1977 of January. Oakland Raiders and Minnesota Vikings. Oakland won 32-14. Minnesota had Fran Tarkenton, and Oakland had Kenny Stabler and Ted Hendricks and John Matuszak and Jack Tatum and Phil Valentino and Atkinson. And those guys were allowed to hit back then, man. You expected hard-hitting football back then.
Yeah, that's what I said the other day. I was like, I wonder if like Vontaze Burfict, if he was playing back then, if he would be in the NFL still. Because he gets like kicked out every like 2 games.
And it's a shame what happened to Darryl Stingley of the New England Patriots in 1978. As a preseason game, took a hit from Jack Tatum. People have probably seen the replay. But oh well.
All right.
Days to stick 'em.
Lester Hayes ruined that in 1980. He was covered from head to toe with Stickum. And then he put it on a football before they let the opposite team lined up for a field goal to kick. The long snapper would get it. He couldn't get the ball off his hands and snap it back. So they outlawed that shit.
That's
I meant that.
kind of funny.
Dave, I meant to ask you that.
Yeah.
Who caught the game-winning, or not the game-winning, the go-ahead touchdown before Elway put the drive together? Who caught that touchdown for the Browns?
Oh, for Cleveland was Brian Brennan from Bernie Kosar, 49-yard touchdown pass. And then when Elway took the field at the 1.5-yard line, I was 19 when I was watching this, all right? Denver's star receiver was Mark Jackson. And in Cleveland, we had lockdown all-pro corners on each end. We had Hanford Dixon and Frank Minifield. And we had Mark Jackson, the wide receiver for them. We had him shut down all fucking day of that AFC Championship game. Jackson hadn't caught one fucking pass, man. They weren't worried about it. They had him locked in on that drive on 3rd and 18. Okay, Denver had a 2nd and 10. And then Dave Pazzulli of Cleveland sacked John Elway for an 8-yard loss. And I thought we were going to get the ball back. 1:48 left in the game. Denver's got a 3rd and 18. They got 3 timeouts. They got the ball on the Cleveland 48-yard line. They're still in the game, but we got 2 downs to stop them. And I said, no, we got this. We got to stop them here. 3rd and 18. Elway completes a 20-yard pass when they needed 18 yards. A 20-yard beautiful pass to Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson's first catch of the fucking day. When that happened, that's when I said, I think this game's going overtime. And then Mark Jackson at Denver caught the 6-yard touchdown pass to get an extra point and tie the game. So Jackson only caught 2 passes. With one was on a 3rd and 18 and one was a touchdown. So tell me how our all-pro lockdown corners, and we had like about the 2nd best defense in the league that year. New York Giants had the best defense that year. Cleveland had the 2nd or 3rd rated best defense.
Coached by Bill Belichick.
So you tell me how the guy shut down all game long, and then with 2 minutes left in the game, he catches the 2 key receptions to win that game. I guess John's gone or he's taking a break.
Yeah, he just stepped away real quick.
But anyhow, the following year, the fumble was even worse with Ernest Biner. He looked like he was going in. Webster Slaughter was our wide receiver, and all Webster Slaughter had to do was get in the way of Jeremiah Castile, the defensive back from Denver. All he had to do was get in his way and set a pick, like a basketball pick, so Biner could go in the end zone. Well, instead, Webster Slaughter, he turns out and he cuts and he looks at Biner and he stands there to watch the fucking play and do nothing. Jeremiah Castile for Denver had a clean shot on Biner, and he just stripped the ball. Biner never even saw him coming. So that wasn't on Biner. the fumble. That's on Webster Slaughter for not setting the pick and getting in the guy's way. I'll get in the guy's fucking way. That's why I held on to hope that someday Cleveland might be able to get there again, because we got close. We didn't get there, but we got close.
Omaha.
AFC North champions this year.
Yep, I agree with that.
If you're right, Dave, I'll tell you I'm glad I'm wrong. I'm not going to jinx my team, but if that's what you want to say, and that's if you have strong, I don't know what you base it on, Dave. If you got something strong you can give me that you base that on.
We base it on Lamar Jackson. Teams are going to figure him out.
Eyeballs. They got it moving
Okay.
now. Pittsburgh's on
Okay.
the downhill slide. Cincinnati's terrible. So you got Baltimore to worry about. You got Lamar Jackson back there, quarterback, who's a running quarterback who we've never seen win a Super Bowl in the 50 years. So there's no reason to believe that he doesn't suck.
Okay.
The Browns are going to win the AFC North.
Okay, here's the deal on Lamar Jackson, all right? He cannot sit comfortably in the pocket and make precision throws from sideline to sideline outside the numbers. All his throws are to Mark Andrews inside the numbers. If it's not there, he's running. Teams are just blanketing coverage, and they're covering the middle. They don't have to worry about him going on the sidelines. Somebody's going to find a way to neutralize Lamar, throw him off his game. Hey, get a 14-point lead. Just get a 14 to 17-point lead, and the game's over.
Fuck, get a lead at all.
No, 14 to 17
Come
points.
down over there, Cammy. May not be much better for you this year.
No. Lamar Jackson was down 10-0 at Tennessee in the wild card round, and he brought him back. So it's got to be 14 to 17 points.
Well, he was down 6 points against the Patriots defense and couldn't get him the game-winning drive.
In a monsoon.
That was a hell of a monsoon. I was watching that game.
Oh, man, I think that was for the pocket.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Not fair. Hey.
Man, I think that's the game where he played the 59-0 Dolphins.
Yeah, that's them smoking my Dolphins.
Oh, let's drop back in the pocket, servicing. Oh my God! Look at this bomb.
Yeah, hey, and look where it was thrown to, the middle of the field.
Come on, man! It's against the Dolphins.
But look where it was against, the middle of the field, middle of the field.
That's to another wide receiver.
You can't throw outside the numbers, John, and you know that. Show me all the tape you want to show me.
It's a 9-minute video. How about we just wait on it? All right. He's in the pocket with a pressure in his face.
So what we're saying is Lamar Jackson would fit perfectly in Bill Belichick's scheme of taking the middle of the field with two marquee tight ends.
Yes.
So Lamar Jackson would be perfect for Bill Belichick up there in New England.
John,
What's up,
can
buddy?
Hey, question for all you guys. Can Lamar Jackson read a defense and call an audible at the line of scrimmage and change play? Answer that for me, John.
He could read it better than I can.
Yeah, he changes it to a quarterback scramble. That's what he changes it to.
It's so weird. It seems like Lamar's throwing the ball outside here. Like that's like his guy was blanketed. But you always got to throw that 50-50 ball. It was a good ball, and he's in the pocket. He's standing. Not one of these is he like rolling around. Like he's in the pocket. He's delivering passes. Look at that. That's just a play only Lamar can make right there.
I don't know. I've seen Ben Roethlisberger do that a lot.
Ben did it. Tony Romo.
I'm pretty sure he just threw that up with his eyes closed. I'm pretty sure that's what he did on.
That's what he did.
It worked for Eli
the Friday Night Lights Panthers.
Throwing it up with their eyes closed worked for Eli.
Look, man, Lamar is dual threat. The
only time Lamar does
beautiful pass, man.
When you have to worry about the run. that's when he does good. That's why I think Baltimore's going to take a step back because they don't have Mark Ingram anymore. So who's their power running back?
And I don't think they need a running back. They got this man.
Who?
Yeah, he's right there. He's on the screen right now throwing the
I
ball.
know.
That's Baltimore's running back.
He's got 2 back-to-back 1,000-yard rushing seasons too. Like that's crazy.
Yeah,
How
but
many
they're
yards
also-
passing does
they're
Lamar
also-
Jackson have in a season?
But what about
25
J.K.
and
Dobbins?
27.
Isn't that their running back?
Baltimore's
Dobbins?
also been a run-heavy team. They've been a run-heavy team, and they lost their best.
Yeah,
running
for a
back.
run-heavy team, the guy threw 36 touchdown passes in a season. Something Dak Prescott hasn't done, and he's a pocket passer.
They didn't lose him. They cut him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He said, "Hit the road, see you later, bye."
They lost their best running back. He's their power back. They still got the speed backs, but they got the guy that can run between the tackles consistently.
So weird. He could throw the ball. I
Well, they
thought he only ran.
need a guy. Well, because they need running backs that are fast enough to get to the outside. Because Lamar can't throw to the outside.
Yeah,
You got
but
to
who's
get the outside somehow.
but my thing is, who's going to run the ball in between the tackles to set up those other plays that Lamar's been doing? That's my point. That's why the Ravens are going to take a step back
Lamar.
this year.
Which bolsters my theory of the Cleveland Browns are going to win the AFC North.
What, at 17-0?
No,
18 and 0.
that's only on Madden. That's only on Dave's Xbox on Madden.
What's their record going to be? 12-5, 13-4?
Who's Baltimore's?
No, Cleveland, since he says Cleveland's going to win. I agree. I think
14
Cleveland's
and
gonna win.
3.
12-5 to 14-3.
14
So
and 3.
so 14-3, is that the number one seed in the AFC then?
If they beat out the Ravens at 14-3,
Well, he just said they're going to win the division. So yeah, they're going to be a top 4 seed, but is that enough to be the number one seed if they're 14-3? Or is
No.
Kansas City going to be
No.
15-2 or
No,
somebody
because-
else going to be?
No, because the Dolphins are going to go 17 and 0.
Yeah. That won't last long. But after week 1, we'll be on this podcast and you'll be like, oh, I already lost.
Hey, on Madden 2021, they are.
Still wouldn't go 17-0.
I think yes. Yeah, they could absolutely be the number one seed in the AFC.
No. Who, the Browns?
Yep.
So you have them as the number one seed in the whole AFC.
They
What
could
about-
be.
I love that you say this as if
It
it
could
has
be.
to be a fact. Like he can't have an opinion.
They could
Like
be.
that's how you're saying it. Like if he thinks that the Browns could possibly be a number one seed, why not? Did they not show great improvements last year? Did they not win a playoff game? They barely
Where-
lost against the
Where would
Chiefs.
that leave? Where would that leave Kansas City at as a number 2 seed and Buffalo as a number 3 seed? You got to start thinking about those.
What
That's
if
what I'm
Kansas City's run is over?
Kansas City's
Who?
run is over. The Chargers are going to win 12 or 13 games this year.
So
Okay,
there you
I
go.
mean,
So there's a reason not to believe in the Chiefs.
Hey, is Kansas City going to fall into what you call Super Bowl hangover?
Yep, 10-7. 10-7.
They might.
this year. They're-
Oh, they
They're
They
might.
very potentially can.
The
Yeah,
Chiefs are gonna
they
the Chiefs are gonna make the playoffs, but they're gonna be the 7th seed.
They bought a new offensive line. Usually
you
takes
mean
an offensive line, more than a year to gel.
You mean they bought Joe Tooney?
Yep.
That's pretty much
No,
what they did.
they signed a bunch of linemen. They let all their linemen from last year go pretty much.
I wish my Kansas City Chiefs member Josh Smoot was in here right now. Josh has got them all hyped up as winning the Super Bowl already next year at Kansas City.
I mean,
he
Tooney's
He posts his
A
shit
big
in the group
upgrade,
all the
but-
time. I just let him
Well, let's
post.
be
Go
honest.
ahead.
Right now,
Go ahead.
Miami could win the Super Bowl. Seattle could win the Super Bowl. The New England Patriots, well, they can't win the Super Bowl, but the Cleveland Browns could.
yeah, we could. All
No,
32
because
teams.
Miami's going to win it. So,
All 32 teams have a 3.1% chance.
I mean, who's got the who's got the worst odds of winning the Super Bowl next year?
The Jacksonville Jaguars.
But they're going to have Trevor Lawrence. He's going to throw for 7,000 yards next year and 75 touchdowns.
But according to him, he's Ryan Leaf.
Yep.
Well, yeah, let's
Exactly.
talk about the teams you think will be on, the bottom 10, bottom 7. Jacksonville, New York Jets.
Philly's going to be the worst team in the league next year.
I agree. Yeah, Houston's going to be pretty bad too. Philadelphia.
Houston.
Detroit's going to be pretty bad.
Detroit.
See, I want to say
Detroit,
Houston, but I think the signings that they did for, so far in free agency, I think that Houston's looking at somewhere in the middle, like 6 to 9 games, maybe. Like they're not doing really bad in free agency.
But who's gonna play quarterback?
Dude, we don't know that yet, man.
Deshaun
Exactly.
Watson.
They have Tyrod Taylor there. He's serviceable. I mean,
Deshaun
let's
Watson.
say Tyrod's there with the weapons that they've acquired. They're going to have a really strong running game. There's no way we could say they won't. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not sold on the Texans being a bottom feeder.
But the
Philadelphia,
Texans don't have no
definitely
defense. They still don't have no defense. They got
Did you guys say Cincinnati's going to be bottom 5, bottom 7?
I think
they'll
be
be
on the bottom.
Yeah, Cincinnati.
I think Detroit's going to stink.
Yeah, Detroit's going to be pretty bad.
Detroit's stripping it down to the studs, man. They're full rebuild mode.
Yeah,
I'll say this: they're not going to be bottom 5 or bottom 7, but they'll be bottom of their division, the Seahawks. I'm going to go ahead and say that.
Were you going to base that on what Dave would say, some facts and not opinion?
One fact. Trey Lance
What?
at 3 no matter what.
The fact is that the 49ers are healthy this year. Well, as of right now, they're healthy. If they can stay healthy.
Fact is, Seattle and 49ers always trade, bud. It's always 1-1.
The fact
Even
is,
when we're good, even when they're good, it's always 1-1.
The fact is, Russell Wilson.
I got one name that'll strike fear into your heart.
Who's that?
Stafford.
Yeah, the fact is, the Rams are going to win that division.
Well, the fact is, when I said I need to spit straight facts, I said and I pointed to me. I didn't point to any of you guys in here.
And the second fact is,
Stafford.
the Miami Dolphins have like 6 first-round picks, and they're going to get Russell Wilson.
Exactly.
Oh, is it 6 first-round picks or 4 first-round picks?
They got 2 this year.
I don't know. They got a lot.
2 next year, and 2 the following year. So it's 6 first-round picks over the next 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
That's where I got it confused. I thought it was 6 first-round picks over the next 2 years.
So they're going to take a couple of them. They're going to wrap them up in a nice little package. Put it in one of them nice little engagement ring boxes with a little IOU that says 1 pick, 2 pick, 3 pick, 4 pick, 5 pick, 2 6 pick.
And the Seattle
Put in
Seahawks.
that nice blue, bright neon green, little ribbon wrapped around it. Slap a bow on top and say, "Here you go, Uncle Petey. Give us Russ."
So we're getting a request for some low lights here, and I want to apologize in advance to Dave.
Oh,
what's
Baker
this?
Mayfield low lights.
Oh.
We love you, Dave. I promise.
Hey, why didn't you just get the pick?
That was from 2 years ago. Show the game last year when they played Tennessee.
Yeah,
we're not looking for good highlights for Baker. We're looking for all the bad ones.
No, that's from 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, just pop up the Browns losing Chad Henne on the final play of the year. Just pop that up.
Yeah, Chad Henne's 4th and 1.
No, you mean his 13-yard run or whatever before that?
You could pull up Ben Roethlisberger's 4 turnovers in the playoff game the week before.
Yeah, we could do that. And his 500 yards in garbage time.
I mean, dude, low lights can make any player look bad. So,
But, we could also put up Cam Newton highlights from the year he won the MVP, and Jordan would be fooled into thinking he has a good quarterback up there in New England.
We do got a good quarterback. We got an MVP. That's more than
Jared Stidham.
That's more than Baker Mayfield, Russell Wilson, and Tua Tagovailoa combined.
They're gonna trade up for Mac Jones.
Wait.
Hey, how many games has Baker Mayfield missed the last 3 years due to injury?
I don't know. What, none?
Hasn't missed a game.
How
So
many has
Russell did that for 9 straight seasons.
how many
I think
has
it's right about his offensive line letting him get hit.
how many has Tua
The
been
most.
benched in already?
I think two. Oh yeah, his thumb toward the end of the year.
How many times did he get pulled?
Oh, a lot.
Like 3 or 4, right?
But he's still 6-3 as a starter.
Yeah, because Ryan Fitzpatrick won that one game for him against the Raiders, so he got credit as a start.
That's all right. I got to see
Okay. Dalton beat Dak Prescott last year and win-loss too, but nobody wants to talk about that.
Look, here's the thing. I'm happy I got to go see Tua play. His best game last season was when he played against the Cardinals, and I'm happy to say I was there.
Did they win?
Yeah, Miami won,
Oh, okay.
and that was Tua's best game all season.
What did he
Fact.
throw for? What did he throw for? 300?
Was it 3? No, I don't think it was 3.
I don't think it was
It was like
300. He played a good
270.
game.
What do you have touchdowns? 3?
I think he had 2.
Then that was his best game?
Yeah.
We need to pull up the stats.
That's my quarterback.
That's your quarterback, but you want Russell Wilson still.
Yep.
So how's that your quarterback?
Because
Max,
Russell's
you're
better
right.
than 29 other quarterbacks in the league. Well, 28.
Okay, but he still wants that's his quarterback.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's like
All
Cam
right.
Newton is your quarterback because you don't have Tom Brady anymore.
He's not my quarterback. He's a
If I
running
didn't,
back.
if I didn't have Tua anymore, I'd want Russell Wilson.
Okay,
Oh, man.
my question is, are the Dolphins going to get another quarterback?
So here you go. Against the Cardinals, Tua was 20 of 28, 248 yards, 2 touchdowns, 34-31 comeback victory over the Cardinals.
How many turnovers?
None in that game.
Okay, just making sure. And you said they won 34-31.
Yep.
Okay, I'll give them credit because their defense usually wins them a lot of games.
Here you go. Who'd you rather build around, Baker or Lamar?
Baker.
Oh, Dave, you're on mute again. You got yourself on mute again, Dave.
That's because I'm clicking my Xbox. I don't want you hearing the background noise. Mayfield, because I know what I'm going to get out of Mayfield. Mayfield's going to consistently throw for 3,500 to 3,800 yards. So if I know I'm going to get that, I know what I got to get out of 2 bell cow running backs. I know that the defense has to step up and make stops. So I'll build around Mayfield.
Hey, while you're pulling up highlights, just look at Russell Wilson's last 4 games in a year.
It was asked for in the comments.
What is that? That looks like. What are we
Looks like
watching here? Are we watching the Seahawks get destroyed by the Rams?
Yeah, it was asked for in the comments if we could show him losing to Jared Goff's broken finger in the playoffs. So I got it up for him.
Well, he kind of lost to the Rams defense.
Well, I think he lost because the offensive coordinator doesn't know how to adjust. That's really what it is.
Oh, kind of like that Andy Reid guy.
I can't believe you really think the Patriots aren't going to move up and take a quarterback.
Not Mac Jones or not. If they do, it's going to be the Ohio State quarterback.
So another busted ass Ohio State quarterback in the NFL.
He's going to be the first one that works because this is why I say this. Dwayne Haskins was never a top highly recruit. neither was all them other like Ohio State quarterbacks. They were all like run first quarterbacks. That's why
my
they did
boy
so good.
right there, Tyler Lockett. Let's go.
Justin Fields is a passing quarterback. He can run, but he passes first. Them other quarterbacks that were Ohio State were running quarterbacks like Troy Smith and JT Barrett, whoever else is on that list. Dwayne Haskins is the only one that really couldn't run, but I could tell you Dwayne Haskins was going to be
I got a special guest.
We got our the little fat man.
No, she's over a friend's house.
Oh,
That was
the dog.
that was the old cow dog up on my shoulder.
Yeah.
What are you putting on here now?
Oh, the same thing. I thought it was the little fat man showing up.
Oh no, the YouTube video. Put on some Tua highlights.
No,
there's
just
They only
Just
have
put
low lights.
You won't find any.
just put on the replay of Russell Wilson throwing a pick at the 1 yard line.
You know what a Tua highlight is? Him saying his name, his full name.
Do you know how to say his full name?
That's funny, huh?
Do you know how to say his full name?
No.
So you just call him Tua.
It's like Tua Manapalua Tungavaloa or some shit. I can't say it. I don't even think The Rock could say that shit.
All I gotta say is his brother's gonna be a better pro quarterback.
What happened? Who's going to be a pro quarterback?
Tua's brother.
Well, we thought the same thing about Marcus Vick, too.
Who?
Marcus Vick.
Yeah,
bro.
Hey, I'm glad you brought up Marcus Vick. How come Marcus couldn't be a quarterback like his brother Mike? Why'd he stay at receiver?
I'm pretty sure it had something to do with his height. I think he was like 5. I don't think he was that tall.
I don't know. I know he kept getting his ass in trouble.
Michael Vick wasn't that big either, though. I think he was only 6 foot.
Yeah. Mike was 6. I think Marcus is even shorter than that.
Marcus was shorter than his brother Mike, huh?
Pretty
You know what I'm
sure.
saying? Michael Vick wasn't that big. He was only
I can't
6 foot.
remember. Like, it was a while ago.
Well, I know Marcus kept getting in trouble with the law. That's why his NFL career was non-existent. I watched a documentary on him I don't know if it was on YouTube or if it was on ESPN Plus, but there was a documentary about him, and he
Who
couldn't
did he
stay out of
play?
trouble.
Who did he play for?
I know he signed a contract with Miami at one point.
Okay, because I don't remember him.
I can't remember who else he signed with, but yeah, it wasn't good. He kept getting in trouble.
It's my boy DJ Reed. Love this kid. This kid's great.
Yeah, because I think Tua's brother comes out next year. Hey, maybe that's who the Patriots will draft. They'll draft Tua's brother.
Maybe the Patriots will trade with Detroit for Jared Goff.
I take Jared Goff.
We got broken finger touchdown passes by Mr. Goff.
I take Jared Goff. He's only 25, 26. I'd take him.
Yeah, he's young. He's got a successful career so far.
I'd take him over Jimmy.
Wouldn't that be
Garoppolo,
something
sure.
if he went to New England and Bill made him a star and won a Super Bowl with him?
I think he's already a star.
After beating him in a Super Bowl?
I mean, he's a star, but he's not he's good, but he's not a Pro Bowl.
He's a bum.
He's better than Tua
He's a
Tagovailoa
bum.
will ever be.
Hey, you want to go in the penalty box again over there? Calm down. Let's see how Cam does this season.
He'll go 2-0 against the Dolphins.
Keep dreaming, bud.
And he'll go 1-1 against Buffalo.
I think he'll get smacked
And he'll
week
go
3 or 4 and be out the rest of the season. I think he'll get trucked. And the
All
Patriots will have spent all that money for a lost season.
I don't care as long as we beat the Buccaneers. That's as long as we beat the Buccaneers.
Stidham will be coming in and playing quarterback for you.
We could go 1-16 as long as we beat the Buccaneers. I'm fine with the season.
So whoever made this comment, that was for you, buddy. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm running out of stuff over here.
Let me go down the comments and type, this has been another 32 NFL Teams Warzone Group Productions, and then we'll sign off. We'll call it a night. Hopefully we'll do this again next Sunday. Thanks for being on it, Garrett. Thanks for doing the podcast again.
Hopefully there's some damn news this week.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Hey,
Quiet.
just make something up or get me started on players that I really despise and like ripping, okay?
So don't bring up massage parlors. Don't bring up Texas.
I was going to say, as soon as we get off here, there's going to be some breaking news.
I like when Dave loses it. He starts laughing because he can't just retain it. All right. Yeah, I'm about to call here, guys.
All right, let me go make my comment. I'll see you guys. Thanks.
All right.
Dave, take care.
Dave.
Jordan, thanks for being on. See you, John.
Yep.
Jordan, you too, man. Thanks for coming on.
All right. So before we sign off, back to Big Gorilla punches Big Lizard in the face. Of course, we're talking about Kong versus Godzilla.
Hold on. Before you finish, have a good night, everyone. Fuck Tom Brady.
Fuck Tom Brady. Yes. You know, we're talking about these kind of things over on the Fat Man and the Hawk group page. Maybe throwing them up on YouTube. Like, know what you guys want to think. But first, what did you think? What did you think of that movie? Keep it short. Okay, let's give them a little taste of what they can get themselves into.
Yeah, basically what he's saying is that we're going to start doing some podcasts off the football topic. We want to do stuff more along the MCU. Yeah, Godzilla versus Kong, I think, would be a great movie to talk about. We do like all that stuff. We are going to be showing that on our Facebook group, Fat Man and the Hawk, not on 32 NFL Warzone, of course, because it's not football related. So that's all I got.
You didn't answer my question. Did you like the movie? I know my problem was it was too people-y.
I loved it.
You could have just gave me 45 minutes of them guys fighting.
Just so you know, I thought that question was asked to the comments.
All right. I'm the Fat Man. We'll see you guys next week.
When I say fuck, you say Tom Brady.
Yes, fuck Tom Brady.
Good night, guys. I'm the Hawk. See you next time.